Yeah, we're ready, and we can't wait. Happy Monday to you, everybody. It is a manic Monday indeed. Getting a new week off and going here on Gwynn and Chris. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., and Matt Skraby on San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. I know that Monday is a little extra stressful for some people out there. Sometimes you're not feeling the best about things, but I will pass this along to you. At least you're not a lifelong, die-hard Miami Dolphins football fan. You got that going for you out there, so it can't be all that bad. We will get into that in the – I think I was going to – I'm honestly thinking of changing the name of the segment, guys, at the bottom of the hour today to the good, the bad, and the Dolphins instead of the –
I like it. They can
just have the whole ugly category to themselves. I had a
Miami.
Yeah, I had a long Sunday to be sure. So I'm actually happy that the sun has gone down and come up again, and it is a new day, and the Padres are back home, and they are. Look, they reached a low point, I think, in the minds of most people Friday night when Kyle Freeland, of all people, shut them down and. Almost looked like he was going to no-hit them, for heaven's sakes. You lose to the Rockies. It was the 9th loss in 11 games at that point. But, alas, back-to-back victories with the bats coming alive. And, frankly, good starting pitching in both games. Saturday, Randy Vasquez came through when we needed him. And Dylan Cease held the fort yesterday. So, Tony, the Padres arrive home. And I think one of the great things you can say is despite going 4-9 in their last 13 games, they are just still one game back of the Dodgers. You could be in a whole lot worse shape.
Yeah, losses are only important if the other team capitalizes on them this time of year.
Yeah.
And so, fortunately for the Padres, those losses amounted to nothing, to big old nothing burgers because the Padres, as you said, going 4-9, remain one game out of first place. And, I think you kind of hit on the same thing that had happened before I was gone the past 5 days when the Padres have gotten good starting pitching. Their, fortunes are a whole lot better than when they don't get good starting pitching. And good starting pitching for them is through 5 at this point. It's not even getting to 6. They get through 5 with their starter with a lead a lot of times. And, mind you, in that 5 innings of work, you're keeping the game where it is and allowing the Padre offense to kind of do what we've seen them do the last couple of nights. And so, I think that's where it matters most for the Padres moving forward. If they get good starting pitching, they're going to have a lot more series like we saw, whether it's against the Rockies or whoever else they got coming up.
Yeah, if we haven't learned by now, I think we're making a mistake. Who cares what the winning percentage of the opponent is anymore?
Yes.
Right? We lost to the Rockies 3-0. We lost 3 to the Baltimore, but then the Dodgers did too. We lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. The Dodgers lost 3 to the Pirates. So enough about they're playing an easy opponent. They're playing a hard. Just go out, play good baseball, win these games. And you got 19 to go. You got a game. Actually, I guess you got 2 games to make up because of the Dodgers. It ends in a tie. The Dodgers would get the tie break. I still think it's important to try to get home field for that 3-game series. It doesn't guarantee anything. And I think if you can play really good, maybe, the Phillies or the Brewers, it's unlikely, but you got to just see what happens. Maybe the Phillies can come back a little and you can still find yourself getting a bye. But overall, when you talk about good news and starting pitching, that goes hand in hand, Tony, because not only did they get, even Pivetta pitched well in a place that's been a house of horrors for him. So he lost Friday night, but 3 straight well-pitched games from the starters. Tonight is Darvish, and then tomorrow night it'll be the return of Michael King.
King is back.
The King is returned. So I think that's going to be, to me, the first of 4 starts for him. I just want him to go out there. I don't care if it's 4 innings, Tony, tomorrow night. Just feel comfortable, get a good feel for things, and start working his way back and getting ready to make that start, the week of, October 1st, which is going to be the next big one for him.
Yeah, no, I think that is having him come back to tomorrow and, hopefully be able to make the 4 starts, I think lines up good for Michael. I don't know that it's the perfect scenario, but certainly 4 starts is a significant amount for you to be able to kind of find your rhythm. Not to say that it's the right amount, but it's a good amount for what the circumstances are ahead of the Padres, and adding him to the rotation obviously slots down everybody. And I think you're starting to get some of the better matchups in terms of who the starting pitchers are going up against. And so, I think it was a one-off. They've gotten 3 good starts, and it was a one-off that the Padres offense looked the way that it looked, because it hasn't really looked like that often. And so, again, it goes back to starting pitching. If you're getting good starting pitching, it allows the offense to kind of do what we've seen them do. Go ahead. No,
I agree, man. Just don't get it blown out of the game in the first 4 innings. You're going to have a better, average
it
chance
does seem
of
like we've had a harder time offensively when we're chasing a boatload of runs early.
For sure.
And so, you try to avoid that, whether that's a psychological thing or not. Right now, try to avoid that. Keep it close, and let that offense kind of methodically do what we've seen them do over the last few. Their offense has been, I think,
it's been fine.
Been fine.
Yeah.
Been more than fine.
Yeah. Friday night, I know the fans are ready to give up the entire organization. Skraby was at the lead of that category.
That was frustrating.
Of course it's frustrating. You don't want to get shut out by Kyle Freeland.
You don't.
You don't. But the guy's, he's a big league pitcher. He was a first-round draft choice. He's capable of pitching a good game. He hasn't done it this year. But, man, he was on his game. You got to come back the next day and score 10, and that's what they did, and came back and scored 8. The one consistent thing that I've seen, Tony, ever since the trade deadline, and sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle of losing some games, the bottom of the lineup continues to be a real threat.
Dynamite.
And you look at yesterday, Sheets was 2 for 5, hit a home run. Merrill was 3 for 5, hit a home run. Cronenworth was 2 for 5. Fermin was 2 for 4, had 3 RBIs Saturday night and another RBI yesterday. You get that. You're going to get enough at the top of the order to score runs. And that's a big deal to me, man. These guys continuing. They've been consistently doing it. The OPS of the bottom 3 is something like plus 250 points from where it was before the trade deadline. That bodes well, and I like it.
So imagine, and I know Manny got it going a little bit, but imagine if he's going right at that point. And so that's you're hoping that he starts to this is a sign of things to come, because you're right. The bottom of the lineup since that deadline I don't know that there's a better one in baseball right now. I mean, it started a little bit before the deadline because if you remember, Mike Schilt moved Crone down into that 7-8 spot. Right. Which kind of gave it a little bit of life. And then you got Laureano showing up, Fermin showed up, and now all of a sudden, you got some. You mentioned Sheets was down towards the bottom in yesterday's game. You got some guys that can bring the thunderstick a little bit. And
it's a big deal to the pitcher out there. I know that we may not think of this like this, but as a starting pitcher, any pitcher, you're looking for a little soft spot somewhere where you can not be maybe as razor focused as you are when you're facing a guy like a Machado or a Tatis. And the Padres, frankly, were giving that to pitchers all year long, but they're not giving them that anymore. They better be focused on the bottom of the order, because they will get hurt. And that's a really good sign moving forward. The other thing that I thought was interesting yesterday, we can talk more about it. I know we have a Padres Pen Pals later, and I bet you somebody will be asking us. But Jake Cronenworth getting the start at shortstop, Arise going to second base. We'll see what they do. Iglesias has not been hitting, but I think he'll be in there tonight against the lefty. I know Dennis Lynn was on this morning with the guys, so we'll see what they do. But I just love Jake Cronenworth. I'm sorry. I don't – the analytics have driven me crazy because they continue to say that the guy can't play defense. And I know he kicked a ball a couple of weeks ago. It's a big play. Cost him maybe a game. But, man, that play he made yesterday at shortstop, diving into short left field, that's a play that really Gold Glove shortstops make. I just think Cronenworth is such a gamer. I'm so happy he's on our team. He
honestly is one of my favorite players on this team. He just does so many of the things that don't show up on the stats. He's willing to do all the dirty work. I told my man he needs the bionic elbow. He gets hit by a billion pitches a year.
What did he say?
He has been hit a lot.
He refuses to because he's got a hockey mentality. He likes to.
364 more days till hockey season.
Exactly. But he honestly is one of my favorites, man. And I think, in part, obviously the additions of Laureano and Fermin have been great. But he was the guy that. Once they dropped him down, it started that bottom portion of the lineup really, really playing. And I just like the way he goes about his business every day, man. You won't notice him a lot of times until he's coming up with that big hit or he has that at bat that leads to the big hit. And that's kind of his role. And he embraces it. He don't ask for much, just shows up and plays, man.
Yeah, I've always been.
You need him to play short. You need him to play third,
right.
First, second. He does it. No questions asked.
Yeah, I don't get. We can get into the analytic thing. I don't get it. I mean, they say honestly, the analytics say he's a minus whatever the statistic is that I've read, and it drives me crazy because I just see him, making plays. Padres begin play a game back of the Dodgers. I think the other thing that we didn't touch on is they are now 6 clear of the Reds and the Giants. As recent as Thursday, Friday morning, people were starting to get panicked that we were going to miss the playoffs entirely. So these 2 wins were very good timing, stretch the margin out. You do have Cincinnati here this week. You got to make sure you beat them at least once. I don't want to settle for that. I want to win this series and keep the heat on the Dodgers. But as long as they don't sweep, it's going to be pretty hard for them to get back in it. 6 games with 19 to play. So the Padres are starting to get closer to that playoff berth. That's ultimately where you want to go. And, 2 victories may not seem like a lot, but they came at the right time for the Friars. We are underway. Gwynn and Chris, happy to be with you. It's a Monday. Yes, it was NFL Sunday number 1 yesterday. We do have the good, the bad, and the Dolphins coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Thank you for calling it by its true name.
It is. It's going to be its true name until they show me they can get out of their own way. I honestly, I'm going to call it that all season. They're so bad. But we'll discuss them more. I know Skraby wants to get his little 49er gang thing in there at some point.
Is that what it is?
Yes, get that lined up.
We'll have to hear about that and the rest of the game last night. By the way, was insane. We got to talk about that. So NFL Week 1 provided a lot of thrills and spills, and we got that coming up. And later on, we do have a Pen Pals and all the rest of it. So stick around. Glad you're with us, Gwynn and Chris. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Tony Gwynn Jr. here to tell. 8. Nope, that's not 8. 2:19 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello.
What? Were you about to say 8:19?
I was going to say 8:19.
Okay.
It says, on my computer, it says September 8th, and it's like right next to the.
Sounds like a Mac problem.
Yeah, I'm not giving you that.
Sounds like an Apple
that's
problem.
A 8:19, I believe, is the time in Pango right now.
I don't know where Pango is, but
I don't even know
sure.
where that is, honestly. So I believe it is a real place.
Pango.
I think it's a place somewhere. It's a Samoan island out there. Anyway.
Got things. I don't even know where to go from there.
Yeah, I don't think you can go anywhere from there.
Couple of things. We already mentioned that Michael King will make his debut or his return, I should say, from the IL in tomorrow's ball game. Looking forward to that. NFL kicked off in a major way this weekend. Finally, the NFL is back. As Chris said, we have a good, a bad, and the Dolphins coming your way in the next segment.
Makes me so happy.
Why? You hate my sadness? I swear to God, Tony, we did not. You and I.
My goodness.
We did not. Tony, you and I did not take full advantage last December when the 49ers were collapsing into last place. We did not step on his throat enough during that time.
See, the problem is
not only did they finish last, they lost straight up to the Dolphins during that run.
Yes, they did.
And I didn't rub it in.
You took it easy on
Yes,
them,
we took it easy on you. And now I'm really angry that we did that. All right. Should have never done it.
All right,
because you're already 1 week in and you're already lambasting me. All right, see, that's it. It's gonna be. We missed our chance.
I think your best bet, Chris, is to lose. And I'm being dead serious. Lose as many games as possible, as quick as possible, so they can move on from the situation. They got a head coach. There you go.
What's that, McDaniel?
Yeah, he's not the right guy.
Pretty sure he's the wrong guy. Pretty sure
they're already fighting on the sideline. Right. Game 1.
Yeah,
Tyreek's already blowing up. Like, what are you? Tyreek, this is not about you.
No, it's about him. It was so bad that somebody had to say something, and at least he at least was willing to, lose his cool on the sideline. I don't want to do Dolphin talk today, but it's because I could, and I don't think people tune in to hear that here. But it was worse than the score, like in my mind, way worse, and the score was not pretty. So. Suffice to say, the rest of the football was pretty good. And, everybody got their fantasy season started. We got our survivor pool started. I will say this. I looked up the survivor pool results today. All but 2 people advanced to the next round.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's good. Everybody
I was one of them.
You advanced. Okay, just about everybody advanced. Here, the 2 people that did not advance picked the Dolphins. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's
they didn't want to play. They didn't really want to play.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just signing up for fun. Yeah, they didn't really want to play.
That's me playing poker. At some point, I'm just like, I'm going to go all in so I can be done with this game.
Yeah, I can go home. So all those 2 people are out, but everybody else survived.
I sweat out my Arizona Cardinals pick.
I'm pretty sure I took the Raiders.
The Raiders. That was a bit risky. I took the Broncos, who did not really look impressive, but were able to win.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was a good week of football. The Sunday night game, just incredible. I mean, but you cannot stop playing if you're the Ravens. And I thought that they just thought the game was over. And you've got Josh Allen over there, and he's going to keep slinging it and running it, and John Harbaugh's taking a really beating in the media because he punted the ball back to Josh Allen rather than go for it on 4th and 2 to clinch the game. And this is the way football is now, Tony. You can't give the ball to a Josh Allen. You have to almost go for it in your own territory because he's going to go down and win the game, and that's exactly what he did. So
yeah, the quarterbacks in the league now are so good.
They're too good,
especially the top tier ones. You just can't. It's no different than Brady when he was on the other side. Like, these guys are that good. Josh Allen specifically, Lamar Jackson specifically. Don't give them another chance in a close game to come down the field and beat you, because more often than not, they will. And so, I think I didn't feel like the Ravens stopped playing. They just do what the Ravens consistently do in tight games. They make mistakes. It was the fumble.
Yeah, it was the fumble. Yeah,
from
the fumble
Derrick
killed
Henry.
him. No, you're right.
That's what set up the final drive that the Josh Allen had. And so that's the thing that, as we're talking about the Ravens, since we brought it up, that's the thing that we'll be watching for. Nobody's probably going to be watching during the regular season. It'll come postseason. Well, all that matters for the Ravens. Can you guys not make the mistakes that you have made?
And if you go back to the playoff in Buffalo last year, they made the mistakes and lost the game.
The year before, it was the same thing. They made the mistakes. They lost the game. And that is going to continue to hover over the Ravens until that is fixed.
The Chiefs lost their opening game, which I thought was fun for everybody. I don't think anybody didn't enjoy that.
I picked them to miss the playoffs, so starting out great.
Yeah, you're off to a 0-1 start. Congratulations.
It's not going to end well.
Congratulations there, Copernicus.
If
you're onto something.
Maybe if Travis Kelce wasn't so busy getting engaged, he would have known his route and not hurt his own player.
Copernicus was not.
Yeah, he was an astronomer.
He was an astronomer. Nostradamus was the predictor.
Yes.
I got my philosophers mixed up.
Did you hear my Travis Kelce slam?
Yeah, and I went right past it because I'm tired of that whole thing.
It's kind of a stupid one.
I mean, if he was paying attention to the playbook, he wouldn't have heard Xavier Worthy. Now Xavier Worthy's out for indefinitely. So.
How about Xavier Worthy? Put a little meat on your bone, buddy. You can't be getting, shoulder checked by your own receiver, running his route as well, and being like out for the game. Like you gotta see it coming, brother. You're not winning that matchup.
August says Nostra Skrabis. I like it.
Don't fill his head up anymore.
I like it.
Fernando Tatis Jr. having a pretty good season so far. Has a chance to become one of 3 guys to ever do this. His DRS, he has a 3 DRS right now, which is defensive runs saved. We know he's been having a terrific year.
He's only saved 3? Seems like I know, I'm kidding, but it seems like he saved like 15 runs a month with his defense. So
he could be one of the only players to have a 20 homer, 20 bag, 20 DRS season. That's Bonds, Betts, Jones, Andrew Jones, that is. So on the cusp of joining some pretty elite company, despite
people like me saying that he's struggling. So I'm just saying that's true. Look, he's hitting the ball with a lot more authority lately, and he hit the old 3-run homer Saturday night, which kind of got them going. And I always talk too much about the 3-run homer, but it does win games, and it was nice. It was good timing for that. Certainly, Trey Turner, by the way, baseball news is on the IL, hamstring, may not even come back this regular season. They are hopeful that he makes the playoffs roster for the Phillies, but that's another one. I mean, they already took a shot with Zach Wheeler.
Yep.
And now Trey Turner's leading the league in hitting for what that's worth. I know Luis Arise fans are haters, don't think winning a batting title means anything. But
okay, we could do without those comments moving forward, Chris.
No, I can't help it. Trey Turner's
can't help it.
Yeah, he's probably going to win the batting title, and I think he is a really good player, despite what some people may say about batting titles. So that's a big blow to the Phillies for sure. He says he hopes to be back by the playoffs, but we'll see.
What's interesting is that the Phillies are the next closest team to the Dodgers right now in terms of division leaders. Remember that second spot gets a bye. I mean, Philly needs that bye probably more than any team in the dance right now because of these things you just kind of went over. But when you lose a Wheeler, I think Alec Boehm is also going to be
he's on the IL. He went on the IL today too.
He's going on the IL too.
Yeah.
They could be in jeopardy of losing that second spot. And that second spot is the bye. The third spot plays the last wild card, which at this point is the
Mets.
The Mets.
Yeah.
And so this thing is, as we've been saying, this thing is not settled by any stretch of the imagination.
I would love it if the Padres went about 14-5 here They have to make up 5 games to catch the Phillies. The Phillies are 5 up on them. But, until they say I'm eliminated from getting a bye, I would love to be able to get that bye. My second choice, of course, is to catch the Dodgers and at least get a 3 seed. And my next choice is to catch the Cubs and at least get the 4 seed, so I'm home for this first round. There's a lot still to go. Even though the Padres are 6 games clear in terms of being in the playoffs, where they are in the playoffs matters. And you know what it matters, Tony? Until the day they give the playoff schedule. Then you just go play what you play.
Right.
You don't
100%.
complain anymore, right? If you got to go to Chicago, you go to Chicago and you play. But up until then, to me, you fight for it. The Padres have been one of, if not the best, and I think they're close, the best home record in baseball, or one of. So you certainly want to play at home if you can. And there's still a good chance to do that. So,
all right, let's step away. Let's get to break. When we come back, GBU or GBD coming up next.
Gwynn and Chris.
We are pretty much full of mostly good news today. Padres and Reds, game 1 of the series tonight at Petco Park. Tomorrow night, Padres and Reds, not only will Michael King be there, but, that was going to be the perfect transition. We have tickets, but not for the game tomorrow, Wednesday. I thought it was for tomorrow. So I was making, not only will Michael King be there, but you'll be there. Apparently not. That would have been a really, would have been a good transition, but instead you'll be there Wednesday. We do have a pair of tickets to give away to this Wednesday's Padres-Reds game. It is an evening game. It's not a day game Wednesday. It's at 5:40, an hour earlier, the start on Wednesday, just so you're aware. But 5:40, and the first 40,000 fans Wednesday night are going to receive the Dylan Cease no-hitter bobblehead. Details at Padres.com/giveaways. Dylan Cease, now 1-8 on the road after yesterday. We haven't mentioned the Aztecs football for good reason. No reason really to bring that up. Instead, let's revisit.
Started out well.
Yeah, I know, 7-0. They went right down the field. Boom, boom, boom. I thought, okay.
We go.
Yeah. No, it didn't work after that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
Before we get into GBD, GBU,
Yeah.
there is a lineup.
Ooh, I haven't seen
We
it
probably
yet.
should get that out before we get into GBU.
Good call.
I think you're on it.
Chris is right. Jose Iglesias back in the lineup. He'll be in the 7th spot tonight playing shortstop. Fernando in the leadoff. Luis in the 2-hole. Manny Machado in the 3-hole. Gavin Sheets cleaning up. Ramon Laureano batting 5th. Jackson Merrill patrolling center field. Iglesias at short. Cronenworth at 2nd. He'll bat 8th. And Freddie Fermin behind the dish for the Pods. He'll bat 9th.
Why do I take the time to bring this up? But Ryan O'Hearn, not in the lineup. Don't shoot the messenger. We just gave you the lineup.
Yeah. That's all we got.
Yeah, I know. People really are they're protective of Ryan O'Hearn around here. A lot of people think he should be in there every single day, regardless. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying Mike Schilt makes the call.
Careful.
Yeah, careful, Chris.
Mike Schilt makes the call.
Trying to
All
see.
right.
Someone
Back to you, Chris.
Oh,
Thank you,
sorry.
Tony. Appreciate that lineup update.
Real quick.
What do you got?
I'm
What
trying
more
to
do you
look for Nick Lodolo's splits.
Lodolo, the lefty, for the
lefty
Rojos tonight.
Yes, I'm not sure why I can't find them, so we'll
All
have
right.
to.
Well,
just,
why don't you
move
look at
on.
it while we play the intro for today's?
We don't have an intro. It's
What?
been deleted from the system.
What?
Yep. I have no idea where it is. So I
That's
gotta go.
what you meant to say.
Were you planning to
That's-
tell
no,
me
that's
that
what
at
he-
some point?
That's
or-
what
was-
he meant to say.
I was
he
looking
didn't-
for. Go ahead, Tony.
That's what he meant to say was that he has no idea where it's at. I don't think it's been deleted.
Well, if I type in good, bad, ugly, or GBU, or good, comma, bad, comma, nothing comes up. Nothing comes up on the computer on the left of me. So I got to go search my files at home, guys. Oh, I think I have it, actually.
Bang, bang, hammer, gang.
There we go.
Well, I'm glad you played that. I'm glad you played that because they're not part of today's good, bad, and ugly. They didn't get in there. But here we go. Week 1 recap. And we definitely got to start with the good. And that was the game last night. We touched on it already. Buffalo, Baltimore, all Ravens, all night, all King Henry, Lamar. What a catch, by the way, D-Hop made.
Oh, my goodness.
Going back to the 99 days with that catch.
True. That was coming.
Yeah, I knew you'd right. First thing that popped into my head, Tony, when I saw it, I'm like, that was a 99.
It was.
But Josh Allen, he kept on going, and so did James Cook, as it turned out.
Allen back in the shotgun. Cook to his left side. Play clock melts to 4. Cook moves up to the line of scrimmage. Now back into the backfield. Play clock down to 1. Allen gets the snap. Blitz coming up the middle. Allen throws short right. Caught by Cook. Picks up a block. Makes a man miss. Fights off Roque once with 40. 35-30. Cuts left 25. Down to the 20. To the 15. Still on his feet 10. Outside the number to the 5. Lowers his shoulder and down to the 1. A touchdown saving tackle made down at the 1 by Wiggins.
Yeah, don't do that to fantasy owners, by the way. Run and weave your way 63 yards down the field and get tackled at the 1.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
But that was part of the Buffalo comeback. And as we know by now, by the way, was that a scoregami? It's got to be 41-40. That can't possibly have ever existed in an NFL game before.
Let me look.
Great game to start off Sunday Night Football. While you're looking for that,
you're right.
It was
scoregami.
I imagined.
Scoregami, for people who don't know, is a score that's never happened in NFL history.
Right. Now it has. Also good yesterday. It's hard for me to admit this, but Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdown passes for the old fella. I did read a little deeper into his performance, and it wasn't really that shiny. It just sounded good with the 4 touchdowns. He got it done, and the Steelers won the game over the Jets on a 60-yard field goal by Chris Boswell.
Yeah.
That's another thing with these NFL. You said last, segment, Tony, you can't give the quarterback the ball at the end of the game. Honestly, if you don't make a 50-yard or 60-yard field goal, you can't be in the NFL anymore.
That's part of the reason why you can't give it to the quarterback, because now they don't just have to score a touchdown.
Right.
They can kick a 65-yarder and make it look easy.
Right. Just get the ball over midfield now and let these guys win it. Pittsburgh beats the Jets 34-32, although I think there was a lot of good there for the Jets. They got Fields now. They got some offense. Jets are going to be better. Friday night in Brazil, Justin Herbert, he got it done. Outplayed Patrick Mahomes, and he was able to find the very often disappointing Quentin Johnston to help win this one for the Bolts.
Herbert's throwing, fading back, over the middle. Johnston, touchdown Chargers. Flag is down late after the play.
It was on the Chiefs. I mean, you know that everybody was waiting for them to call that one back. I don't know that the Chiefs got
personal foul.
Yeah,
we can't have the Chiefs losing.
Yeah, he must have pushed off to get open. Mahomes incumbent. I will say this: Mahomes made again. He keeps doing this, and people are getting onto him now. And I don't know if you saw it, guys. But
was it the fake slide?
No, he didn't fake
slide.
No,
it wasn't no fake slide.
Okay.
Stop it.
He did not fake slide, but he did run to the sideline, and the guy let up to let him, just run out of bounds.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then Mahomes lowered his shoulder and knocked the guy down. And people thought that was a cheap play by Mahomes. Now, I think it's good hard football, but then don't whine if they lower the shoulder and hit you next time. That's all.
Just so that everybody is clear on what the actual rule is, because it just oftentimes, and that's why it's important to point out what Skraby was falsely saying, that he fake slid. If it becomes a problem when you are pretending like you're going to slide and a guy lets up and then you don't slide. That's a cheap move. What's perfectly illegal is for you to be completely inbounds and show no indication that you're sliding, and you lower your shoulder and you hit a defender that's not ready. It's no different than boxing, right? If you put your hands down, you might get hit in the face and might get knocked out. And so at this point, defensive players, if Patrick Mahomes has 2 feet in the playing field, you are allowed to hit him as hard as you want.
But they're scared to, Tony, because they've been called.
Yeah.
Time and time again.
They've been called for when he's been out of, or when any quarterback has had any type of space out of bounds. In that particular play you're talking about, he was nowhere near looking like he was running out of bounds. He was running right at that defender who let up way too early, and he got made look like a jackass for it, basically.
You know what? I'm on Skraby's side here, which is rare. I would, because if that defender lowers his shoulder and pops Mahomes and knocks him sideways onto the side.
Oh, he's left in Brazil. He's not.
I bet you he stops doing it though. That is the real intent of it. Is yes, you might get fined, and maybe it's worthy of a fine, because I guarantee you, if you hit Patrick Mahomes hard enough coming to that sideline and you get a fine, I promise you, if he's concussed, he's not going to be playing around in those games anymore.
Yeah.
You got to hit him. You just got to hit him.
Okay. I'm going to remember that next time I'm in that position on the sideline. Patrick Mahomes is running out of bounds.
I think we can all crowdsource enough money to pay the fine for whatever player is.
The good news was the Chiefs did lose.
It's easy because it ain't our money. So, they can go ahead and get fined all they want.
By the way, you can't count on much out there, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday, all season long, starting at just $30 for the first year. That's like $250 a month. Come on. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL. Get started. On to the bad we go. And I thought at the top of the list this weekend was the Lions. I mean, this is a team that's supposed to go right back to, take the pain from that Washington loss in the playoffs and apply it and dominate the NFC. They got dominated by the new look Packers.
2nd and 10. As Goff's being chased by Parsons.
Oh.
Out. He's got him.
There we go.
That
Jim.
was literally a commercial for buffering.
Finish your call,
As Goff's
Jim
being
Nance.
chased by Parsons. Look out. He's got him.
There you go.
Micah Parsons had that sack. He also had 3 pressures, and the Packers kept the Lions completely bottled up. I did read a lot of people are concerned about the Lions because their offensive line is in some disarray, and they did not run the ball at all yesterday. And if they don't run, that takes away a lot of that play action stuff. So we'll see. Packers really look good, though, in a 27-13 victory. The Lions only scored right at the end of the game. So it was pretty dominant.
Not only that, they lost their offensive coordinator, lost their
Right.
defensive coordinator. Like,
Fair
they got
enough.
a whole new identity.
Yeah, fair call, Tony. We'll see. Lions have to pick themselves back up. Also in the bad was the I just thought this game was bad. Bengals, Browns, the Battle of Ohio.
That was bad.
Bengals powerhouse offense. The old Jamar Chase, number 1 fantasy pick, was it 4 for 19 or something? It was not a good day for him.
Good, no.
Only 18 yards for the Bengals, but they win. They 18 yards in the fourth quarter.
I was going to say, what?
Right.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but they win the game because the Browns bring this happens every year. They bring the rookie kicker in to win the game, and he just totally chokes.
He
a short
missed
field
several
goal.
during the game.
He missed
too.
2.
Yeah.
Right in the fourth quarter. And if you can pronounce that guy's name, you win a prize. Skrabe, do you want to try it? The Cleveland Browns rookie kicker?
I know it has a bunch of letters that don't come together.
There's absolutely no vowels in this guy's name.
Spell it.
I'm going to tell you. Here we go. I'm looking it up. The kicker is Andre SZMYT. As I said, no vowels.
Schmidt.
Okay, well,
Schmidt.
I don't think so. Anyway, his name is Dirt in Cleveland right now after he missed those field goals.
Wow.
Cincinnati wins.
Dirt.
17
He's sleep with the fishes?
He might. People take these games seriously. Also in the bad category, more kicker woes. Our old friend Young Wei Koo. Boo-hoo Koo.
Oh,
Badly misses. Like he missed it by 30 yards right.
he did.
A tying chip shot. The Buccaneers had just missed an extra point before that, which set it up for the Falcons. So the kicking was off in this game, but Tampa Bay wins 23-20. Emeka Egbuka.
Chris loves this.
Well, he's supposed to be the big rookie guy, and he did catch 2 touchdowns to lead Tampa Bay to the win. All right, on to the ugly we go. Tony, go ahead, Tony.
No, I was saying, like ugly. Here we go.
Ugly, yeah, I know. I'm going to save the worst for last. We'll start with Jalen Carter. He's got to be in the ugly category.
That's just, I can't.
Go ahead, Tony. Give me your thoughts, because we didn't get to hear from you on this Friday.
I just can't understand that. Like, I don't understand, like, what possesses you to want to spit on somebody. Like, it is the most disrespectful thing that you can do to anybody. Like, I wouldn't be mad at I commend Dak for not trying to find the sharpest weapon out there and chasing after him. Like, that's the kind of that's the kind of disrespect that
I think he was stunned. I think he was
Dak
stunned.
did it first,
I think anybody would be. And at some point red comes over you. Like, that is just That is just like the worst thing you can do to another human being, I think, is spit on them.
I think Dak spit on the ground, and I think Jalen thought that they were into a spitting contest, and so he went over there. My
that's
feeling
what I
on
mean.
Jalen
Dak did
Carter,
say.
I'm
I
not a
did
big
read
fan,
some quotes.
so.
I did read the quote that Dak said after game where Carter apparently said to him, "Did you just try to spit on me?"
Yeah, he did say that, and Dak was like, "No," in his choice words.
Yeah, well, the NFL still hasn't come down on discipline that I've heard.
They won't because it's the Eagles.
Oh no,
and Chiefs.
he's gonna get suspended for sure.
I think they have to say something here. The NFL is making a big deal out of sportsman-like behavior, which I commend them for finally doing. And this is as bad as Tony said, as bad as it is. So anyway, we'll see. The Eagles did win 24-20. I didn't really have a second ugly, so I put Russell Wilson in there just for fun. He had a bad game. The Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. After the game, Giants coach was asked about Russell Wilson. He wouldn't commit.
He did today.
And he did today.
Yeah.
But I just think that's, he was hedging his bet
You
there.
know, I hesitate to even, I'm not going to bring it up because I didn't do any research to see if one of the things that popped up on my Twitter about him going to the ownership and asking if he could put Jackson Dart in. I don't know if it was actually true, but I did see that pop up on Twitter somewhere.
Yeah,
I can't believe anything anymore.
Yeah,
go figure if it's true or not.
We have a Debo highlight here, but I'm not going to play it because I want to leave time for the ugliest of all, the Dolphins. Just embarrassed by the Colts. 33-8 was the score. I will tell you this. The Colts had 7 possessions, Tony. 3 touchdowns, 4 field goals. No punts, no turnovers. They scored every time they had the ball. The Dolphins stopped them one time and then roughed the kicker. And kept
the one time they got it right. Huh?
They ran right into the kicker. So, I mean, this organization is a mess. This isn't my opinion. They don't have NFL caliber cornerbacks, defensive backs. And the best guy they have did leave the game yesterday. Don't know if he'll be back. I think his name is Storm Duck. But he's out.
Shut up.
Wait,
that's his name. Storm Duck.
Duck.
That's the Miami #1 cornerback, but he's out.
Are we throwing darts at naming people these days?
Maybe so. Tua was absolutely terrible. Somebody came out today, and I want to read this right while I have a second.
Do you want to hear the interception?
Yeah, give me the interception. I'm looking this up.
Tagovailoa with time. Now fires over the middle, picked off. It's Latu dropping in coverage on the return, and he's taking.
That was a defensive lineman.
Yeah, I think that's embarrassing as it gets for a quarterback, doesn't it, Tony? A defensive lineman dropping back and picking you off.
Yeah.
There was who said this today? Oh, Xavier Howard, the old Dolphin who's now with the Colts, said all we had to do was get the pressure on him, and he goes into panic mode. Hey, look.
He's not wrong.
I didn't say he is. I'm saying the criticisms of the Dolphins are coming from every corner, and it's deserved. I don't know what you saw, Tony, in a brief comment.
I'd be lying to you if I saw anything but the highlights.
Well, you're smart.
Good.
You're smart. It was worse than that. The highlights were bad.
Red Zone wouldn't even go to the Dolphins.
They didn't go to the game in the second half. They're just like, you know what? This is a waste of our time. Colts, we're not giving the Colts any credit, but it's hard to give any credit to Daniel Jones' team, but he looked clean with no pressure and no coverage. It's pretty easy to complete passes at that level. We'll come back with more. is out, as we told you. Reds are in town. Cincinnati Reds. Nick Lodolo has been a good lefty all year, 8-7, 3.22. Hugh Darvish been hot and cold lately. We'll see what Darvish comes up with tonight. Tatis, Arise, Machado, Sheets, Laureano, Merrill, Iglesias back at shortstop, Cronenworth, Fermin. Ryan O'Hearn sits against a lefty who, we looked up, has opposite splits. Lodolo is actually gives up more hits to lefties than righties.
Yep.
But like I said, we're just announcing the lineup. That's it.
Well, it just
no more, no less. Leave us alone.
Hey,
if you don't like it.
It gives them a good bench choice later in the game. You can bring Ryan O'Hearn off the bench if you need to. I'm sure he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. He doesn't need to play, like Ben said a couple weeks ago. He doesn't have to play every day, just majority of days.
A lot of people think he should play every day.
Well, the guy needs a day off every once in a while.
He's getting one. Dodgers have the Rockies, by the way, tonight in L.A. I'd feel a little better if it was in Colorado. I don't remember the last time the Rockies won a game in L.A. I think it was the George Herbert Walker Bush.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been not just George Bush, his dad. Yeah, the Rockies never win there. Hopefully they can sneak one win in that series and give the Padres a shot. Padres are 6 games up on the Reds and Giants, who are chasing for that final playoff spot. So right now it's looking very good, thanks to 2 victories over the weekend at Coors Field, in which the Padres scored 18 runs and hit 4 homers yesterday. That is a pretty good recipe for them to win.
Did you know that yesterday was the first day Manny Machado and Jackson Merrill homered in the same game?
This year?
Yep.
I did not.
That's crazy, huh?
That's a little crazy.
If you were to tell someone that before the year, you're like, the team's terrible then.
I'm happy to see Jackson Merrill homering to left field. That's what I wanted, to him to get back on the beam. What do you have? 3 hits yesterday.
Yep.
So hopefully it's a start of something for Jackson.
Hey, Chewbacca on the chat says all-stars play every day. So if Chewbacca wants him to play every day, we got to have him play every day.
Chewbacca knows of what he speaks.
I love it when people give us opinions and their name on the chat is Chewbacca.
Other baseball news, Phillies will be without Trey Turner for probably the rest of the regular season. They're hoping to get him back for the playoffs. He pulled a hammy yesterday. It is amazing how many professional athletes, have the hamstring issue, but they do. And he's the latest. Phillies are also already without, as you know, Zach Wheeler. But the Padres have to make up 5 games on the Phillies over the last 3 weeks if they want to get a bye. They'd have to pass the Dodgers and Phillies to get a bye in the first round. I think that's a bit of a long shot, but I'm only saying that because every time I think it's a long shot, right, then it seems to kind of happen. So I'm hoping that it'll work that way. I still, would love to get that bye. And you go for it. And if you don't get it, then you play who's on the schedule in the postseason. I think you got to try.
Sorry, I cut you off. One last thing before we go to the Daily Gambit. The Dodgers on Saturday night, bottom of the 9th. 2 outs.
Thank
Yoshinobu
goodness.
Yamamoto has a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Jackson Holiday takes one deep, and they lose.
That was nothing. That made
game.
That made it 3-1.
I know.
Bases empty, still 2 outs.
I know. Blake Trinan comes in.
Blake Trinan came in.
Up.
It was hit, walk, and then Scott came in and gave up the 2-run single. Orioles win 4-3. That might have been the worst loss any team's had this season. Any team.
That's hard to take. I don't know how you, as a fan, go to bed that night without being just
I've told you, and you'd agree with me, the Dodger fans hate Dave Roberts and their team as much as we get mad at our team here. Maybe even more so.
Yeah, because they were expected to win the National League West by June.
Don't forget, the Padres, we tend to revise history. The Padres are on pace right now, Skrabe, to end up with about 90 wins, right? They go 12-7, they'd win 90 games. That would be maybe even a few more than we thought at the beginning. 88, 89, people were saying. The Dodgers are also on pace for 90. but they were supposed to win like 112.
Yeah.
So they're way under, right? Where people thought
way
they would
under.
be.
Their pitching hasn't worked out for them. You know, I'm sorry to say this about Blake Snell. It just seems like if you were going to sign Blake Snell, he's not going to pitch for you in the first half. He's only going to pitch for you in the second half.
Seems to be kind of the case of late, for
Yeah.
sure. Shohei did hit 2 homers, though, yesterday to help them
He did.
salvage one game and stay ahead of the Padres. All right, let's get to today's Daily Gambito.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. On the chat, Nick says, what about Suarez's blown save in Arizona? That was pretty rough. And Realms1 says, nah, Ravens' loss was worse. I'm telling you right now, a no-hitter in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs and you're up 3-0 and you lose that game is a much worse loss than even the Dolphins.
You lose it in the 9th inning, too. It didn't even go extras.
That's crazy.
Yeah, guy hit a home run to wreck the no-hitter. Then the bullpen came in and gives up 3 runs without getting an out. That was a bad
crazy.
loss.
I will always say that Suarez Arizona game hurt, but
Painful.
It's
What
not
they,
as painful
what were they
as
up by
that.
5 that night? I think they were up by 5.
They were up by a lot, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was bad. But the Dodger thing had to be worse. The guy go from no-hitter to lose the game
Just like that.
in like a matter of 5 minutes.
2 outs. Anyway, I can't get over it. I couldn't get over it on a Saturday night.
Right.
Can't get over it now. The bets we made on Friday. The Chargers were playing the Chiefs over under 47.5 total points. You and I went over. Game was 27-21, so they went over by half a point. We win that bet. Chargers
Crazy
win
how often
one.
that happens, right?
Who had more passing yards? Mahomes with a spread of -10, or Justin Herbert? We both went Herbert. Herbert had 318. Mahomes had 258 -10, 248. We win
I
that one.
couldn't believe that one. That seemed like a gimme.
That was a gimme.
Mahomes doesn't out yardage too many guys to begin with,
No.
let alone Herbert.
You know what he's doing a lot more that he should do a lot more of, and you brought it up earlier, just his ability to run the ball is really good. And I think that's why he doesn't pass for as many yards as he used to. But
Justin Herbert ran the ball and got the big run
He
to
did.
win the game, too, at the end.
yeah, he did. Yeah. I like a good quarterback that can run. Then San Diego State at Washington State. I mean, Washington State was a 1.5 point favorite in this one. We both went Aztecs. I fought myself. I went with my heart and not my head, and I lose because the Aztecs lost 36-13.
They come out, they go right down the field, bing, 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 4th down conversion for a touchdown. They got 2 3-and-outs on defense. I thought, man, they're going to shut these guys down. Man, it got away from them badly.
Quick.
Unfortunately, the quarterback, Jaden, our guy Jaden, just not a good game. I think he had 4.
Deneval?
Yeah, he had 4 big hits on the first drive and then only 4 completions the rest of the time. I think that the Aztecs, this is a blanket statement, but remember the whole thing with bringing Sean Lewis in, upbeat football, throwing the ball, fast pace, wide open, exciting, blah, blah, blah. But I still think they're better at just running the ball. Lucky Sutton,
He was good.
he had
did
another
look
good game,
Yeah.
but you didn't run it very much. You got away from that. I don't want to tell him what to do. I'm not watching it that closely, but I think you got to make Lucky Sutton kind of the focal point until your young quarterback can be, get everything on his shoulders.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
the
I'm
tale
saying.
as old as time. You establish the run, you're going to be able to pass.
So
And yeah, I
that's
agree
my,
with you.
That's
Lucky
my
Sutton's very
advice.
good.
It's my advice. It's not 100% fair because I'm not watching that closely, but that's what I saw.
All right, next one would be Christian McCaffrey over under 1.5 or 105.5 rushing plus receiving yards. You went under, I went over. He looked great. 69 rushing yards, 73 receiving yards, 142 total.
Yeah, but if they would have lost, you would have said he looked terrible.
No, it was nice to see Christian McCaffrey doing Christian McCaffrey things yesterday after missing it all year last year.
You would have been all upset.
Colts minus 1.5 over the Dolphins. You went Dolphins. I went Colts. Colts win 33-8.
Yeah.
I mean, Yannick Sinner, I think the guy's name was Felix.
It was. Felix
Alisma?
No. Ajay Aliassim.
Oh, I wrote
Canadian
Alisma
guy
for some reason.
Ajay Aliassim.
Well, we picked that guy.
And he held in. He
Yeah,
didn't win,
because
but he held
Yannick
in.
Sinner, he won, but he
Did not
was an
beat the
8.5 game
Yeah.
favorite.
By the way, yesterday, Alcaraz wins the title over Sinner and just massively dominated.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Really good.
Very
Alcaraz is. When he's on like that, forget it.
And then the last one, Pavetta, over under 5 1/3 innings pitched on Friday night. We both went over, and he did go 6.
Okay. We
Took
got to
the
do
L, though.
We got to do some picks for tonight, but we don't have time in this segment, so we'll get a couple of those coming in. Don't forget, coming up at some point, I'll give you a chance to call in. You'll have to answer a trivia question, and the first person who answers it will get a pair of tickets to Wednesday's Padres-Reds game. First 40,000 in attendance Wednesday will receive a free Dylan Cease no-hitter bobblehead. Details are at padres.com/giveaways, but you can get a couple of tickets for Wednesday's game. So stick around. Don't go too far. I'm going to give that away soon. Michael King back from the IL tomorrow night to start. That is pretty good news.
Very good news.
You got to be happy with that. Tony, by the way, we might want to mention that he had to run downstairs. He'll be back for our Padres Pen Pals, which is coming up at the bottom of this hour. And Big Five a little later. Chris First, the fan, still to come. And I also have a Monday Night Football game tonight. We're not carrying the game here because we have the Reds and the Padres. But I'm a little interested to see J.J. McCarthy's debut after a year out.
Me too.
Winning the, Kevin O'Connell, your guy, the QB whisperer.
Yes.
That's going to see what he can, come up with in his very first game. That's going to be a good challenge. Ben Johnson, is it? The new coach of the Bears. And what has he done with Caleb Williams? So that's your Monday Night Football. Also,
you know what
later.
we also have to talk about, Chris? I went to the Savannah Bananas on Friday night.
Everybody I've talked to, except one person, thought the Savannah Bananas thing over the weekend was the coolest thing they've seen.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested to find out who that one person who didn't like them
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll try to ferret that out.
There's
your
the
favorite.
ferret.
Yeah, we'll try to ferret that information out when we return on Gwynn and Chris.
Hey, Shandy.
3:20 is the time. Got a couple of Daily Gambit picks for you. Tony returns at the bottom of the hour for a rollicking edition of the Padres Pen Pals. Good thing we didn't do those on Saturday morning. I bet you nobody was in the mood after that loss to the Rockies Friday night. But alas, they come back, win a pair. You know, Saturday night's game got a little sketchy, too, at the end.
It did.
And that one got in the way. Oy.
Oy.
Yeah, that's an old Yiddish one there.
No, I felt.
You know that
you
one?
know what? If I knew that word on Saturday night, I would have said "oy."
It's a perfect description for
Yes.
what we were all feeling. All right, we'll get to the bananas in a minute because you went to the bananas.
Yes, yeah, we can.
And I might be overstating the fact you didn't dislike the bananas. You just didn't go gaga
Banana.
you didn't go banana over the bananas. So we'll get your report in a minute.
And please, people,
Because
don't come
everybody
at
else,
me yet, okay?
and everybody out there loved the bananas.
Don't
so it's
come
gonna-
at me yet until
it's
you hear
gonna
what I have
be
to say.
It seems to be almost.
That was for my bananas joke.
Seems to be almost what? Can't say anything
Sacrilegious?
bad. Yeah, sacrilegious. Thank you. You can't say anything like that against the bananas, but we'll find out. All right, picks tonight. Padres 1.5 over the Reds.
Padres 1.5 over the Reds.
Padres have lost 9 of their last 13, but they have won 2 in a row. And they're not alone, by the way. I was looking at the rest of the NL contenders. The Padres, okay, here it is. Padres have dropped 9 of 13, but they've won 2 in a row. The Reds have lost 8 of 12, but they also have won 2 in a row. The Mets have lost 5 of 8 and 2 straight. The Dodgers have lost 7 of 9.
Yeah.
And the Cubs have lost 8 of 13, and they just lost 2 at home to the Nats. So every team, the Brewers are the only team of the contenders that's actually doing okay. And even they're just 10-10 in the last 20 games. So Padres have had company in terms of not playing great lately.
Yeah, that is true. It is weird how all the top teams are
Right.
not playing great.
What do you like here? 1.5 runs. Last time you went with the Orioles, and
I'm going to go.
won. Wasn't pleased with you guys.
I'm going to go with the Padres.
Better go with the Padres. Just, ask for forgiveness later. 7.5 runs tonight. Darvish,
Ooh.
Lodolo, 7.5. I'm first.
Yeah.
I've been bad at this.
Yeah, this has been hard.
Padres looked good hitting the ball yesterday. Come home from the altitude. Darvish pitches well. Under, I say. 4-2 Padres tonight. What do you got? Under or over?
I think Padres win 5-3, so over.
Over. Dodgers, Rockies, 9 runs up in L.A. Don't have a starting pitcher in this game for the Dodgers yet.
Is it Shohei? I thought it might have been.
It says nobody right now. So
I love that
If it
nobody
is,
pitcher.
they haven't announced it yet. Rockies are going with a rookie, Chase Dollander, who is 2-12.
Ooh.
But then he pitches for the Rockies. How's he going to win a game? Tyler Glasnow.
He should have pitched Friday night.
I'm coming at the last minute here. Tyler Glasnow has now been penciled in as the starter.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to go under then.
Under. Yeah, Dollander actually isn't that bad.
He's their top prospect.
Right.
One
He
of the
never,
top?
yeah, he get, but he's not, and the Dodgers aren't hitting at all. So I'll go under as well. Shohei, 3.5 total bases over under. Like, yes, they had a home run to beat that, but then he's Shohei.
But if he gets 2 doubles, he beats it.
He does. Under. 3.5's too many for total bases, I say. I'll take my chances.
He hit 2 home runs yesterday.
He did.
I'm gonna say over.
If you bet under and then he hits the first pitch of the game for a homer, you've lost. Just like that. One more on the Padre game. Darvish -1 strikeout versus Lodolo. Darvish -1.
This is really difficult.
This is tricky.
Because
Darvish
have no
is a strikeout
idea.
pitcher, but sometimes he doesn't stay long in the game.
That, and sometimes he's like, I'm not striking guys out. I'm going to go for contact.
Right? Who are you going with?
Lodolo has 130 strikeouts
Pretty
this
good.
year.
Pretty good.
Let me just look quickly. I want to make sure I have an educated guess here.
You can make an educated
He
bet.
struck out in order 6, 1, 11, 8, 7.
That's Lodolo.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to
go
go with
Lodolo's the bet here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lodolo.
I'm going with him as well. Football tonight, Minnesota -1.5 at the Bears.
Minnesota.
So you got the rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. You got your guy, Kevin O'Connell. I've seen people picking the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl.
That's insane.
And I've also seen them picked last. So
they're probably somewhere in the middle.
Take your pick. Yeah, I don't see them in the Super Bowl either.
What? With a guy, we don't even know what J.J. McCarthy can do.
And, as good as their defense may have been last year, they had a plus 33 turnover margin. That is unlikely to happen again.
Yeah.
Viking fans.
I got to go with the home team, the Bears.
The Bears figure to win this. Caleb Williams, his second season. J.J. McCarthy, his first season. But I can't root again for Caleb Williams. So I'll take the Vikes. Justin Jefferson, -30 yards. Rome Odunze. Yardage. Odunze is due for a season. I say McCarthy throws to Jefferson underneath all day long. But I'll take Odunze plus the 30 yards.
You know what? I'm going to take Odunze too because they don't have Keenan Allen there anymore. They have it's Odunze and DJ Moore.
And then one more. J.J. McCarthy, first game ever, 219.5 yards. 219.5. Scrape.
I'm going to go over because I think there's going to be garbage time.
Garbage time. That garbage time didn't help Tua go over.
No, poor guy.
Did you see his? I can't get off this game. His total quarterback rating was 2.7.
Ooh.
And they said that's not a misprint. Like
that's it.
You can't be an NFL quarterback, but he was that bad.
That's crazy.
219 is a lot though. You have to lean on the run. I'll say under. I'm going under on every one of my picks today. Okay. There's our picks. We'll see how that turns out tomorrow. We've got Tony rejoining us for our Padres Pen Pals.
We got to talk about bananas somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. We promised banana talk.
We can do it on the other side.
Do you have a minute? Can you do it in a minute or do you need like 5 minutes?
I think you might ask a question or two. So let's just do it right before Padres Pen Pals next segment.
Banana talk when we return. Bananas drove everybody bananas. It was 2 sellouts, right?
Oh, yeah.
People
Chris,
bulging at the seams to get in there.
I will preview you with this. I have never seen Petco so full in my life. And I've been to NLCS games.
It's more full than that.
Yes.
And they are going to San Antonio next, sold out. They're going to the Bronx, New York after that, sold out. They're going to Round Rock, Texas, sold out. Seattle, sold out. Houston to finish their season, already sold out.
They're printing money.
You can't get to a game anywhere the rest of this month.
Yes.
But there's always a but when you're coming to Skraby. So that's when we return on Gwynn and Chris.
Ben and
For the time, Padres Pen Pals, right around the corner here. More talk about the second place Friars, a game back of the Dodgers in the NL West with 19 to play. 3 weeks. That's it. Got 6 series to go.
That's crazy.
You got 3 with the Reds this week, 4 with the Rockies this week. Next week you're on the road, right?
Yes, you're going to take your
got
last
the White
East Coast
Sox
trip.
We have the White Sox next week and the Mets.
Yeah, Mets.
Interesting
then White
road
Sox,
trip.
Yeah.
Mets first, then
Yeah.
the White Sox. And then back home, Brew Crew, Diamondbacks. That's it. 6 series. It starts tonight with Darvish against Lodolo.
Where does the time go?
I was supposed to give away the tickets last segment, but I didn't
Oh,
tell
I didn't hear
everybody
you.
that.
Oh.
I didn't tell everybody that. So maybe I'll do it
Let's
soon. Stick around.
Okay.
We got 2 tickets to the Reds Padres game on Wednesday for you. My neighbors stopped me the other day, and you know how I love a stop and chat, Skraby.
You love it.
Not really. I don't mind a short stop and chat, but they went on and on and on about the Bananas.
Okay.
They couldn't stop talking banana baseball.
They went to the Bananas?
Went to it, Petco Park. I mean, I was like, how was it? And then I was like, oh, why did I ask that? Because they just would not stop talking about how great it was. So for a report, we go to you because you were there this weekend as well. What'd you think?
I went on Friday.
Friday night.
There's my report, Ben. I went on Friday night, and I gotta say, Chris, I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't.
Really?
And so
You didn't have. You must have had some preconceived notion. You've seen highlights of them.
Yeah, I've seen highlights. I didn't really know how it worked or anything like that, or what the look and feel of it was.
Right.
I will say this, and I said it last segment: Petco Park was packed at 7 p.m. for this thing to start. Packed. If you were not in your seat before 7 p.m., you were missing the show already. But overall, I thought it was very well done. It was the show was amazing. They had stuff up on the video boards. They were playing music throughout the entire show. They had a great way of communicating with the audience. They had a great way of interacting with the audience. I thought I would hate the foul ball being caught as an out. Actually loved it, Chris, because you don't realize not everyone catches the foul ball. So if one of the players on the field hits a foul ball and you catch it in the stands, they're out. So I love that.
Right. You like that rule?
Because it was fun. Everybody in the stadium started cheering for the person. The thing and the guy on stilts, pitching on stilts, was pretty amazing.
Okay.
The thing I did not understand about this,
right?
I went to watch baseball with a show in the background. It's a show with baseball in the background, which there's nothing I'm saying about them doing it wrong.
So it's not bad. It's just not what you were thinking.
No, because they would have these events going on in between innings, and they would have us looking at the video board, and then all of a sudden we would hear the crack of the bat, and we look back on the field, and the field has the players playing. And so it was more like, hey,
And
look over here.
I had a question on it for what you could surmise.
Yes.
Who are the players? Like, did the Bananas see? I think
they had tryouts for.
I think of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah,
where they're out there, and then there's another team that's playing kind of serious basketball, the Washington Generals. But they're playing serious basketball while the Globetrotters are running around doing their antics. And then there's some basketball in there. That's kind of what I pictured. The Bananas are doing flips and jumping up. The other guys are just playing ball. Is that true or no?
No, the Bananas are or
is it the Bananas against the Bananas?
It's the Bananas against the Firefighters.
But the Firefighters are just as much Bananas as the
I think
Bananas.
all of these guys used to be, at least try to get their way to professional baseball, but then they found this instead, and it's blowing up and it's packing stadiums.
It's incredible. These guys
Keith Bell was the celebrity guest on Friday night. He came.
I heard Trevor was there Saturday.
He was, which was the day to go. They had another person as well, but overall, I said this maybe a month or two ago when we were talking about the ticket lottery.
Mm-hmm.
I said Bananas is not for me. Overall, Bananas is not for me. If I had a kid or a couple kids that I was going with, it would have been completely different because this show is made for kids. It reminded me of like Disney on Ice or something like that, where it's just one of these destination shows that travels across the country and you have to go and your kids make you go. I think that's what it's for. I also thought it was very cool that they had players and different guys from the team walking through the concourse, meeting people during the game. So they definitely have fan experience locked down. But I was so surprised that baseball was not the focus of it. I didn't think I was going to see a Major League Baseball game, but I didn't realize that it wasn't what I was there for.
Okay.
So.
There's your report from the Scrooge himself.
I'm not Scrooge. If I had a kid, it would be fine. But I was a 40-year-old man without a kid. It was not for me. I'm not the guy who's going to be dancing. And then the firefighters like start taking their shirts off. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Okay, that you probably didn't need that.
Well, there was a guy who came in dressed like Tom Cruise from Top Gun, and he was pitching shirtless, which I thought was strange. But other than that, I'm glad I went and saw what it's all about. And if you had a kid that went this weekend, guarantee you they will not stop talking about it.
All right. Well, them and my neighbors, because my neighbors are still talking about it. I actually had to come to work. They're still there. When I get home, they'll still be standing there talking about it. Let's check some traffic, and then let's do a Padres Pen Pals.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Busy afternoon, guys. We've got this crash near the border, northbound 5, right at the northbound 805 connector. Right lanes are blocked, and looks like the Via de San Isidro off-ramp up North 5 may be blocked there as well. Now, southbound 5 at the East 8 connector ramp, a collision at blocking lanes. Also got reports of a possible encampment fire. Westbound King Freeway at the northbound 5, some smoke visible over to the right shoulder. Somebody's standing nearby. Also a crash on southbound 805 near Adams Avenue. A couple vehicles involved, not showing if lanes are blocked. We also have this collision on southbound 15 right past Miramar Way. This is blocking the 2 left lanes. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time to ask the experts, Padres fans.
I was hoping maybe you can bring a little insight into it.
Write us, tweet us, Facebook us, send a carrier pigeon for Chris. He thinks they're cute. Padres Pen Pals begins.
Hurt the pelota big time.
Now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we have a mixed bag this week of Padres Pen Pals. But first, if you love Mediterranean food, try Spiros for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla for dining or takeout options. Visit spiroscuisine.com. Now, we're going to start with something. It's a Pen Pal question from me. I'm going to present the Pen Pal question for today, or the first one at least, and then we have a couple more. But let me get our little writing. There we go. Writing music is what I was going to call it, but that's not what it's called. All right, this is, as I said, a Pen Pal question from me because I was listening to Ben and Woods this morning, and they had their weekly interview with their Lynn Sider, Dennis Lynn, which I love that name, Lynn Sider. They were talking about Jake Cronenworth playing short yesterday because Iglesias' bat isn't producing right now. Here's what Dennis Lynn, here's what he said this morning with Ben and Woods.
Tonight with Nick Lodolo, the lefty on the mound for the Reds. So I think you might see Iglesias back out there at short, but frankly speaking, they just haven't gotten anything offensively out of their shortstop since Banner went down. So if you're not getting any offense, if you're going to give a little bit up on defense, I think that's a trade worth taking. And to Jake's credit, he really held down the fort at shortstop yesterday, and he's still getting on base and being productive at the plate. So I think that's a pretty easy call for a guy who, has played on the dirt more recently, obviously, than Jackson Merrill. And
so that's the other thing is some are calling for Jackson Merrill to play shortstop. I don't know anything about that. I'm just going to say, Tony, you're up first. Do you think shortstop should be matchup based, or was there enough success yesterday to run it back long term, or at least until Bogey's back? Basically, should they put Jake at short when it's matchup appropriate?
What matchup?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking
what
about.
What matchup would that be? I mean, I'm not
No, I know.
Saying you.
Lefty.
So against right-handed pitching, should you put Iglesias on the bench and Jake at short?
Correct.
Which is what they did yesterday.
Yes.
You're welcome.
It's
your question.
You don't need to be so angry.
It's your question. I thought
you guys both knew what I was talking about.
I thought you'd have your ducks in a row for
My
your
ducks
own
were in a
question.
row.
I think it should be matchup based. I mean, however, if that is how it ends up being kind of, I mean, I guess it all depends, right? I mean, who played second yesterday? McCoy?
No, Arise.
Arise moved to second. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that can work. How does Jake feel about playing shortstop consistently every day or on these matchup days? I think what you're going with, whatever is working, is at this point in the season, right? So if that's going to give you the best matchup, moving Jake to short and having Luis play second and opening up first base for Gavin or Hearn, then that's what you go with. Yeah, I mean, Bogey's gone, so Bogey's hurt for now, and you got to piece that together. You're not going to have that. Nobody's going to step in there and give us that type of production of the guys that are left to play short.
You need to go check on Bogey's bones today, Tony, because we need an update.
Doing Bogart things with his bones.
Hey, forget about we were calling Manny Machado Wolverine a couple years ago because he was healing from everything so quickly. Now it's Xander Bogaerts. Chris, shortstop, matchup based, or run it back long term?
Well, I'm trying to think back to what we were going to do in May and June when all the fans had already DFA'd Xander Bogaerts. Because it's so funny to me now that everybody is just dying for him to come back.
I don't necessarily
it cracks
think
me
this
up. It really does crack me up.
I don't think this is a Xander thing.
I understand it's not a Xander question. I just wanted to take a moment to get that shot in there.
Okay.
At all of the people who gave up on the guy.
We'll have a question in the Big Five about that.
Secondly, those people who keep saying Jackson Merrill should play shortstop really don't. I don't want to say you don't get it, but you don't. You can't put the guy at shortstop when he's been not there for 2.5 years and just say, hey, go win us the pennant. It's not realistic. Cronenworth at least is an infielder. Thirdly,
that was kind of like when, you know what, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Thirdly, I am, as you know, quite tired of the analytics that say that Jay Cronenworth is one of the worst defensive players in baseball. And there are analytics that indicate that. He reminded us again of what he's capable of doing yesterday. That diving play he made early in the game was as good as any shortstop can make. Fantastic play. Cronenworth makes most plays. So I have no problem with him playing shortstop, but I agree with Dennis Lynn. Against lefties, Iglesias will be at short. You're so much better defensively at two positions, short and second, and those are important. I don't think you can play Jake every day the rest of the way and get away with it.
All right.
Sure. Wait. So everybody's okay with Luis being in the lineup and playing second base? That's
I think all of a sudden he was in the good graces of people enough for that. I don't.
Here it is. I think I found what people want, and it's the hottest lineup that you can put together at that current time. So Jose
does that
Iglesias,
mean Jackson needs to go down too?
No, he's
ushered
in.
Good,
he's
though.
a grandfathered in.
Yesterday he's got grandfathered in. Okay,
yes,
I got you.
Yeah, no, it's absurd, Tony. Believe me, don't even go there anymore. Though,
I can understand why people would be like, "Hey, Iglesias isn't hitting," but yesterday we had this great lineup. They put a bunch of runs up.
but what Tony's referring to is that a week and a half ago, Arise should never get off the bench. Now everybody says,
no, we just want to move him down.
Sit Iglesias on the bench because we want Arise as bad in there. What do the people want?
Flip Laureano and Arise. I know it messes up the righty-lefty thing, but you put Arise at fifth, you put Laureano at second, bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, wait.
Okay, no, this isn't, no.
Skraby, look, Tony.
I'm not
look,
going
let me
there.
tell you something, Tony, since you're just, kind of getting in on that. Skraby has been putting together baseball professional matting orders for 30
batting orders,
lineups. He's been putting together lineups for years and years and years. Apparently, Mike Schilt just started doing it.
Oh my god!
And doesn't have a clue.
I wasn't even talking about Mike Schilt. I'm talking about.
Yes, you are. You're basically saying if you just switch Laureano and Arise, everything will be perfect. Apparently not. Because that's what the manager wants to do.
You know, Arise was removed from the 2 spot on Friday. Look what happened.
Yes, they got nothing.
They almost got no hit. That's what happened. So Luis Arise, most important guy in the lineup going forward. All right.
There we go.
Chris, you're up first on this one. We got the news. Michael King's going to be pitching tomorrow, so he will be getting at least 4 starts before the playoffs. He's this person said, I have no idea what to expect. Should we expect him to be the guy he is? Do you have full confidence in him starting a playoff game as is?
As he is right this morning?
What? I'm sorry?
Well, all right.
As of this morning?
Yeah, this is a tough question.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they're asking.
Let's just say as of tomorrow in his start.
Let me just say this. Michael King is going to make – I don't know what I feel. And I don't know – and I don't think I care what I feel. For the Padres to get to the World Series, make no mistake, Michael King is going to have to start tomorrow. He's going to have to start 3 more games, and he's going to have to start a playoff game. They don't have better options. I'm not going with Cease, even after that win yesterday that did not win me over. I am going with Darvish. I'm going with King. And I'm going with Pivetta, and that is going to have to be the 3 that lead me to where I want to go.
The 3 horsemen.
King has to get right, and yes, he has to pitch a playoff game.
All right, Tony, do you have full confidence in Michael King starting a playoff game as is?
Yes. I don't think you have a choice, honestly. Who else is walking through that door that you are feeling so much more confident in? At this point,
Randy Vasquez, you know,
sure.
He said, sure.
Chris saw the look on my face and he knew I was joking.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think I'm taking him as is right now.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Next one, Tony, you're up first. It's very short. Friday night was depressing. And for everybody who doesn't remember, they lost 3-0. They almost got no hit by Kyle Freeland. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm saying bada bing, bada boom a lot today. Do we, Tony, chalk Friday night up to a pitcher just having a good night, even though it was at Coors Field?
I don't think we pay any attention to it because today is Monday. Honestly,
and you're saying move on.
Move the hell on. Like that happened Friday. It was terrible for everybody.
And then they won the next 2.
But it was 2 days ago at this point. So you don't make anything of it because the next 2 days they scored a bunch of runs and they did what they were supposed to do. Would it have been nice for them to not lose 3-0 on Friday? Absolutely. It would have made all of our lives have less anxiety and we'd all been happy. But it honestly was 2 days ago. So like
get over it.
Yes.
I was sitting at the Bananas game up checking the score, and I was like, man, there's more action going on at the Bananas game than there is at the Padres game. Chris, Friday night, chalk it up to a pitcher having a good night, even though it was at Coors Field?
Kyle Freeland is a first-round draft choice, and he has won 15 games in a season before. He is a major league pitcher capable of pitching a great game. That was one of them. Hideo Nomo has pitched a no-hitter once at Coors Field. It's not impossible. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. He pitched a great game. Padres won the series. Game tonight. I don't get people thinking that you got to give up the season because you lost to the Rockies.
I don't think anybody's saying that here.
I know, but yes, there was a great performance by Kyle Freeland. That's all I'm chalking it up to.
All right. I was just upset they didn't force him into hitting the bat against the wall and breaking things and all that.
I was kind of hoping they torched him after his act with Devers the other day.
No, he got better.
Move on. Yeah,
he's won 64 big league games. He's capable of winning one, and he did.
All right. You guys aren't going to like this one, but it'll be quick. Okay. And it was sent to me early last week. Why is it that you guys behind the mics think us fans are stupid? We wanted O'Hearn. We got O'Hearn. We wanted Sheets. we got Sheets. Sometimes I think you talking heads just like to sit in your studios and take credit for what the fans have said they should do. That was it.
Who's that directed to first?
You.
Thank you.
Thank you, he says. Uh-oh. I'm kind of scared for what's about to happen.
No, I'm good. Fans are right. We should be we are here to relay their messages. And anytime we do anything different, we ought to be shown the door, I think, Tony. I don't, the thing is the fans wanted O'Hearn and they wanted Sheets. Does that mean that what Tony and I didn't?
No,
I've wanted O'Hearn in the game too.
I would like for you to know that this is, in my opinion, a completely irrational comment that they're making.
This is
what I believe they're probably trying to refer back to is the day that O'Hearn was not in the lineup against a lefty. We've gone through this 100 times.
Yeah, we don't need to reprise it.
His career numbers suggest he's hitting 80 points lower in his career against lefties than he is this year. I believe that factored into the decision that night to keep him on the bench. That's all we said.
No, but this guy said he said it.
Then he hit a home run, and everyone said, you guys don't know what you're talking about, and you should have put O'Hearn in like we wanted. So this is old news. I like O'Hearn. I'm sure Tony likes O'Hearn. And, this is just crazy.
Tony, why do you take credit for the fans' thoughts?
I don't take any credit at all. I think
this was more of a
I think that was
one
of those intrusive thoughts that was written down on paper or emailed.
That was DM'd.
And the funny thing is that Chris is right. We did say we definitely want whoever's going to help in the lineup, but I don't think Mike should put him in the lineup because they thought that he should go in the lineup. I think that was just the evolution of how it was going to roll anyway. That's how I think.
Probably. All right, that's it for Padres.
Well, I don't know, though, Tony. I mean, now that Mike Schilt has heard from Skraby for the umpteenth time that Arise ought to switch with Laureano, I'm pretty sure Schilt is going to start doing that.
What did I say on Friday as well? Mike Schilt should not listen to me at all. That's my opinion, but he should not listen to me.
He has that option. We don't.
That's why you guys love me. All right, that's it for Padres Pen Pals. Chris versus the fans for a really, really, really cool qualification prize. So we'll tell you on the other side. 833-288-0973.
Padres Reds today.
He's charging in, slides to make the catch near the line.
Pre-game 5:40.
4 o'clock hour, Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. Skraby, alongside Odyssey Palace Studios, San Diego, California, home of the NL West second-place team. Padres a game back of the Dodgers, heading into the big one tonight against the Reds. Sam Levitt's pregame show coming up in about 90 minutes. And then it'll be Jesse and Tony. Is Tony back on the call? Yeah.
He's on TV.
Oh, he's on TV.
Yeah.
So he will not be on the radio.
Yes, he's on TV. Scanman and Jesse going to be on radio.
Scanman on the radio tonight. Also coming ahead tonight, not here on this station, but we normally carry Monday Night Football. We will once the Padres season is done. So hopefully that won't be until November.
Seriously.
But the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's debut tonight. Skraby just pointing out correctly that McCarthy has thrown 7 passes in his NFL career, all of them in the preseason this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he's got up against Ben Johnson's coaching debut and Caleb Williams and company in Chicago. One NFL note, Skraby, this will come of interest to you. San Francisco 49ers will be without star tight end George Kittle for Sunday's game against the Saints. They could be without quarterback Brock Purdy as well.
What happened to him?
Coach Kyle Shanahan saying that Kittle expected to be sidelined multiple weeks.
I knew that.
Hamstring. Purdy, left shoulder toe injury, making him uncertain for the game. Shanahan's an overreactor on
fine.
Purdy. I think he'll be in there. If he can't go, Mac Jones is your guy in San Francisco. 49ers also waiting a word on receiver Juwan Jennings' injured shoulder. But they have signed, Kendrick Bourne?
Kendrick Bourne, yes.
Yeah.
I
So
think
the
he's been on
49ers,
team like 3 times.
So you won yesterday, but you're hobbled going into week 2 against the Saints.
I will say this about the 49ers and the way they ended the game. Brock Purdy did the right thing. He got Ricky Pearsall the ball when he needed to get him close to the end zone. But I will be the first to say I have no idea where he was throwing that ball in the end zone.
Threw it up for grabs.
I thought it was an interception.
So did the Seattle guy who was waiting for it to come down.
And it didn't happen that way. I'm glad that the tight end,
your guy,
I think it's Tongas.
Jake Tongas saved the day. He jumped in front of the safety. He was waiting for the ball.
Yeah. I don't know where Brock was throwing that.
Brock Purdy gets to run around and celebrate like he's a hero. It was a terrible pass.
Stop. Get off of Brock about that.
It was a terrible pass.
It
you
was
just
a bad
said so
pass
yourself.
But he let a game-winning drive when he needed to.
He got lucky. He got really lucky.
I'm not going to doubt
His
that.
tight end bailed him out.
Was that 4th down? No.
I think it was 3rd down, but you could have kicked the field goal and tied,
God,
I believe.
Don't even get me started.
But then he throws the pick. You would have lost the game.
Yeah, I know.
Had the tight end saved it for you.
Would you, if you were the 49ers, would you cut their kicker? He missed
I'm getting
one
close, and he had one blocked.
And the block wasn't his fault.
No, but he's missed like 9 or 10 of them at the end of last season.
He's been bad.
So if you're the 49ers, you got to think about it. Dolphins don't have to worry about their kicker. He never got on the field yesterday, nor did the Colts punter never got on the field yesterday either. It all keeps leading back to that disaster for me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, stick with us. We've got Padre Reds tickets for Wednesday's game still to give away. Right now, we got other prizes up for grabs and a round of Chris versus the fans.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, the prize we have, and I previewed it.
You were excited about this.
Oh, I'm very excited about this. You will, if you win, you will be qualified for a chance to win the grand prize, which is a trip to see the Eagles at Sphere, Las Vegas. That's cool. In the Sphere, Chris.
Jalen Hurts handing it off to Saquon Barkley
in
the Sphere?
No.
Who are they playing against?
They're just going through air warm-ups.
It's not those Eagles.
No, it's the band, the Eagles.
The band. Oh, that's a
at
good
Sphere,
band.
Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the show on January 30th, a 2-night stay at the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas.
Eagles tickets are big time demand.
I think it's a VIP package.
Yeah, Eagles are even, obviously from my generation, but they pack a major punch in terms of interest, and
I think they still do.
People who follow the Eagles. So
you'll win
good
that
concert.
trip, a VIP, I think it is, VIP package and a $100 gas card. The Eagles have added 2026 shows to the band's residency at Sphere in Las Vegas. So you got January 23rd, 24th, 30th, and January 31st. The residency now features a total of 48 shows from September 20th of last year through January 31st, 2026. Sorry, I stumbled all over that. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. So just go look up. They got a ton of dates that they just
understand
put
that the
together.
Eagles are the attraction here, but if you have not seen the Sphere where they're playing, that is another part of the attraction. That's incredible.
The last
Sphere.
time I went to Vegas, it was with Chris. We went to go look at the Sphere. It was broken.
Yeah, well, I've seen it many times since, and it is awe-inspiring.
Awe-inspiring.
So, good prize there.
All right, you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult as you go along. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, yes, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player,
I was yawning, so I missed
me
my cue.
know. Let us know. You'll get the first question for free.
I know it
today.
does happen. I bore myself sometimes, so hey, what can I say?
It's okay. It's okay. You're kind of tired.
Your guy Austin Genty
Genty?
Ashton Genty had a big 38 yards in the debut yesterday. Just thought I'd mention that.
Patriots looked great.
Not so good. Jets didn't look so good. That was almost a saving grace for the Dolphins. Had the Bills lost, they would have all lost, but Bills snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
And the Bills have clinched the AFC.
Pretty much.
What is it?
You know
North?
East. You know what's funny too? I saw I think it was Schefter said the Super Bowl runs through Buffalo now. I'm like, really? Like, they gave up 40 points. They should have lost the game, and by all rights. I mean, Josh Allen saved the day, but did that look like a Super Bowl dominating team to you?
No. And Josh Allen calling out the fans for leaving early was a little, as Tony would say, rich. I mean, come on, Josh. Your team was playing terrible. You were down 15. No one saw what was going to happen.
And it was 11 at night, too.
And it was, late.
Don't forget
People have
that.
work. They have kids they got to get to school.
Yeah.
Don't call out the fans for leaving early.
Who is worse, Josh Allen for calling out the fans or Lamar Jackson for pushing a fan?
Josh Allen.
Really?
I've watched this video.
Wow.
Okay, we're going to have to talk about this later.
All right,
we got to
will.
get into
Let's
the game.
get into our game.
All right, let's go to our first contestant. We're going to go to Sean. Hello, Sean. Are you there?
Hi, Sean.
Hey, guys.
You ready to play?
He's ready.
Yeah,
I
let's do
always
it.
answer.
All
for
right, here we
people.
go. Question number
I
1.
always
You
answer,
do.
so
You
they're
do.
ready.
All right. What quarterback started for the Colts yesterday?
You're just irking me now.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is correct.
Was it really? I thought for sure it was Johnny Unitas. Looked just like him, or Peyton Manning at least.
That's what the Dolphins do to you.
Right. They make you look like that.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. After yesterday's win, how many wins does Dylan Cease have on the year?
Gotta have it exact.
Yes, wins.
Oh.
Not the total, but the wins. How many
Right,
wins?
just his
does he
wins.
have?
6.
6. Stay there.
He's only got one on the road. We know that. He got it yesterday. I don't know how many he has at home.
Not many.
7.
I hate you.
Ah!
Sorry about that, Sean.
Feel bad for Sean because I might have guessed 6. That might have been one of those ones where you don't guess.
Yeah, he has 7 wins.
7 wins for Cease.
All right.
And you know what? It got a little hairy there in the 5th inning. And the first couple guys got on. I thought, oh, no, they're going to take him out. He's not going to get the win again.
Of course.
Thankfully, he was able to get out of that.
All right, let's go to Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Thomas.
Is it Odd Thomas?
No, Thomas is not there. Let's
All
go
right.
to Gilbert in Carlsbad.
Hey,
Hello, Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Hey, how are you?
We're good, Gilbert. Good.
You
Thanks
ready
for
to
calling.
play?
I'm a first-time player.
First-time player! That means you skip the first question, you get the second one. Here we go.
Isn't that nice that we celebrate your presence like that,
Every
Gilbert?
single time.
That's right.
Every single time. There were 4 Padres that hit a home run yesterday in the game. Name 3 of those 4.
Hurtado, Laureano,
and Sheets, you said. I thought you said Cease, but you said Sheets. That is correct. The final one would have been Jackson Merrill. So we move on to question number 3. Manny Machado led the Padres with 29 home runs last year. Jackson Merrill and what other Padre were tied for second with 24?
Last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, I think Chris doesn't know this one, so I got to try. Profar?
Good guess. Might be right.
Correct!
He got it!
Nice job!
Good job. I don't think I would have got it, honestly.
It's very easy to forget about guys that aren't here anymore.
I know. I put him out of
Stay
my
right
mind.
there, Gilbert.
But Gilbert got it. He wins, right?
Yeah, he wins. That's
good
it.
for you, Gilbert.
Good job.
Way to go. Good job on Profar there. I'm glad Jerks and Profar paid dividends for somebody out there.
Yes.
So that's good for you.
Paid dividends for somebody
Gilbert,
out there.
you might end up winning that grand prize, which would be the Eagles concert at the Sphere. That's a good one. All right. I'm going to do it right now because I got a second.
Oh, wait. No.
Oh, I can't do it right now.
Well, yeah, you can. I already have my winner. You can. Go ahead.
First person with the correct answer to this question wins tickets to see the Padres-Reds game Wednesday. Name the number 8 batter on the Big Red Machine. Name the number 8.
Big Red Machine?
The number 8 hitter for the Big Red Machine. You do that, you go see the Reds, you see the Padres on Wednesday, 833-288-0973. Do not call and ask Skraby, what's the question? I just gave you the question. Call with the answer. First person who does it goes to the game. We check traffic, and then Gwynn and Chris continues.
From the
Geronimo. We head into the 421 segment. You ever heard that saying, before you jump in the pool, you yell Geronimo? Did you ever do that? Or is that out of your
No, I definitely have heard
frame?
it, but I'm nervous to say stuff like that these days.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can say it when the answer to the question was Geronimo. Cesar Geronimo was the Reds center fielder on the Big Red Machine teams of the mid-'70s. He was a 4-time Gold Glove Award winner. Never quite made the All-Star team. Batted 8th on a team that featured, among others, Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, who was the MVP both those seasons, Johnny Bench, Tony Perez, George Foster, Ken Griffey Sr. One of the greatest teams of all time, the 75-76 Big Red Machine. They won 108 games in 1975, famously beat the Red Sox in the classic 75 World Series. I think Geronimo may have caught the last out in that 75 series, if I'm not mistaken, in center field. 1976, they won 102 games, but then swept both the Phillies and Yankees. They were the first team ever to do that, as far as sweeping both their playoff series to win the championship the following season. Cesar Geronimo batted 8th. And the answer getter was?
I just forgot his name.
I never wrote
Scott.
it down. Scott got
Yeah,
in there
Scott
on that one. Good job, Scott.
Yeah, it's funny. People, I will let you know, you have to pay attention to Chris's questions.
Right. People were guessing the Reds from this season and other seasons.
And who was in the lineup today batting 8th?
Right. The question was the Big Red Machine. You had to know what that was in order to get this. Their lineup, it was a different era, of course. Didn't have the platooning and all of the analytics. But the Reds lineup was almost, I think, was the same every night. Pete Rose led off. Ken Griffey batted second. Joe Morgan was third. Johnny Bench, if he didn't get you home, Tony Perez did, batting fifth. George Foster, who went on to have a 50 home run season, could only bat sixth. Dave Concepcion was the shortstop. And then Geronimo hitting 8th. No DH, of course, back in that era. All right, good job.
Jason on the
Scott.
chat said, so the Reds still aren't called the Big Red Machine? No, they haven't been the Big Red Machine.
Not since about 1976.
I mean, they've been pretty terrible over the years.
They've won a couple of, they won the 1990, I want to say 90 World Series. Yeah, they beat the A's. They upset the A's. The A's were supposed to crush them, and it didn't work out.
And let me tell you, my friends in Cincinnati will never forget it, even though they weren't really even, they were like 4 years old.
But the 75-76 Reds, man. Ugh. It's funny, people from the old era always compare to the 27. Yeah, they're not the 27 Yankees. I think nowadays you kind of 50 years ago, now you say, they're not the Big Red Machine.
I guess you're right.
That's
there.
a hell of a team.
That's
all right. Let's go to, I did have something. Oh.
Remember when we were talking about the time in Pango?
Pango.
I was
Yes. Did you look it up?
closing my tabs, and I did look it up earlier, never fit it in. At the time, it was 8:26 a.m. So Tony was right.
He was right. It literally was in the 8 o'clock hour in Pango.
At the time, yes.
What a surprise that was.
That is a surprise.
Tony welcomed us back at 2:20 this afternoon and said, it's 8:20. We're like, what? Where did you come up with that? 8 o'clock. And I said, what were you saying? Pango time? And we laughed because we didn't have any idea.
There you go. 8:26 a.m. when he said it.
I've been going crazy. Week 1 of the NFL season is going to wrap up tonight. And I've been on and on about how bad the Dolphins were. And I do believe that they're going to continue to be that. But it is interesting to point out a couple of different things, because we tend to, I wouldn't even want to say we tend to, we just do. We overreact to week 1 of the NFL. And I'm going to give you all an example of what I mean. Last year, in week 1 of the NFL, do you know what team scored the most points by a wide margin?
In game 1?
In the first week of the season last year, they were an offensive juggernaut.
The Commanders.
The Saints
Really?
beat Carolina 47-10. The Saints would go on the next week and go into Dallas and score 40 more points and beat Dallas.
What?
And then the Saints didn't hardly win a game the rest of the season. They were terrible. They were awful. Those first 2 games were a complete fugazi.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Another example, you do remember this. The Patriots went into Cincinnati and shut down Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and everybody else and beat the Bengals, holding them to 10 points.
Yeah.
And people thought the Patriots had turned the corner. They got the defense. The Patriots would go on to win 4 games last year.
And got their coach fired.
Right. Last year in the season opener, Tampa Bay smoked Washington 37-20. I don't think Jaden Daniels was even a thing yet. It was supposed to signal another terrible season for the Commanders, except for when the playoffs rolled around, it was Washington that beat Tampa Bay and Washington that advanced. The last one is sorry for you, but last year in the Monday night opener, the 49ers dominated the Jets, who were supposed to be good because they had Aaron Rodgers. Your boy Moody kicked 6 field goals. I remember that because that beat me in my fantasy game. And I thought he's the greatest. The 49ers are going to be rolling again. We know the 49ers finished last, and we know Jake Moody was one of the world's worst kickers by the end of the season. So it's worth mentioning that week 1 is not how the rest of the season plays out, but we sure think it is.
It is fun to think that. It is fun to just project the rest of the season based on week 1.
Right, week 1, it's over. The Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs.
I know that.
Right, you predicted that. But it's all been determined already. And if you're a fantasy football owner and you lost this week,
you're feeling pretty terrible.
Well, but beyond that, it's difficult to tell yourself, hey, next week it'll be different, because you just think it's going to keep being like this, and it's only been 1 week.
Yeah.
For example, Jamar Chase going to get 4.6 ever again?
Probably not.
How about Nico Collins, 5.5?
I'm not sold on the Texans.
How about A.J. Brown then, 1.8?
You
go with that one?
That will change.
How about I could give you some running back, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys that did nothing in week 1. Doesn't mean they won't in week 2.
We
tend to think that that's always the case.
We have especially in the NFL, we've seen over the last few years about how it takes about 4 weeks or so for them to get really the offenses and defenses to figure it out.
Well, it's the old thing. If you have 8 good games and then in week 9 you score 4.6 fantasy points, everybody goes, well, that was just a one-off.
Yeah, just week 1.
But if it happens in week 1, you're worried that it's going to be the rest of the year. So anyway, good luck to everybody. But other than me, who's allowed to overreact to how bad the Dolphins are, don't everybody overreact to your team's performance in 1 game. There.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Yeah, like I just said, you were 1-0 last year, pal. And you wound up not doing so good.
Anytime, I hate playing the Seahawks in Seattle. Anytime you go up there and
that's
you win,
a big win, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a big win to start the season. Seattle, I think, is a team that could, be with the Niners in that division. And, they won that game. That should help. But and as you said, as I told you, and now you're saying, the Niners have a last place schedule that will help them going forward. We have the Big Five, lots of good stuff in there. Tony's back for that next.
Hey, I'm Austin.
Stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low. That was pretty fucking awesome. Okay, take goggles down to your neck. Crash landed, huh? What? We're gonna crash land. More or less. We're gonna hit the ground. Keep my knee. Don't worry about it. Pick up. Runs up. Right on all the way down. Right there, brake. All the way. Here we go. Up there. Oh, you idiot. Typical tandem student right there. I tried. I wrecked your good job, buddy. Fun, huh? You need help with anything? Okay, I'm nervous. Stand up, stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low.
The fan who shoved DeAndre Hopkins before getting shoved himself by Lamar Jackson, NFL has come out with
I like how you present
punishment. We'll have that for you in just a little bit. This hour, 97.3 The Fan, brought to you by U.S. Wellness Meats. U.S. Wellness Meats offers 100% grass-fed beef, pork, poultry, wild-caught seafood, and more. It's all shipped free from family farms. Get 20% off your first order. USWellnessMeats.com. Traffic, Big Five, and then happy hour. So don't go anywhere. We got a lot of good stuff ahead.
from the spring source, and all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Jesus.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. We're going all over the place today in the Big Five, so we'll just get right into it because we're going to start with the Padres as we usually do, but it's
number 5
in a different application today because RJ Anderson of CBS Sports ranked the 10 players most important to their teams in September, and there was a Padre on the list, but not a Padre that I thought was going to be on the list. RJ put Dylan Cease on the list, basically saying he has a lot to pitch for contract-wise, and if he returns to his form, the Padres would be even nastier. So he names him as one of the top 10 players important to their team. Chris, do you think Dylan Cease is the most important player to the Padres?
No, I don't think so, but I understand why somebody would choose him for an article. You have to understand these, they're looking around the team and they're going, all right, who's not performing as well as they can? And, Dylan Cease would be good for this article. But he's not the most important. I mean, he's only going to pitch every 5th day. So we got 19 games left. I'm going to see him 4 more times. I'm going to see Manny 19 more times, and Merrill and Fernando and everybody else. So he's not the most important. He's on the list though. But I think right now with 19 games left, honestly, everybody's on the list. Everybody's important. Every game's big. You don't have to say it's a big game tonight against the Reds. It's a big game. We already know this. So, this is what you play for. This is what you sign up for. And I'm sure that's the attitude they're all taking.
Tony, is Dylan Cease the most important player to the Padres down the stretch?
No, I agree with Chris. I can understand why that is being said, but excuse me. I think I think it's still, there's a few guys in front of Dylan, right? I think Manny's in front. I think Toddy's in front. You can make an argument that Luis Ariz is in front of Dylan Cease. So, nonetheless, as Chris said, everybody's important from this point moving forward. As the Padres try to lock their playoff chances up.
Right. But you guys are right. You read it pretty correctly. Dylan Cease is the guy for that article.
Even the way you root for the team is important now, Skraby. Like, that matters now. It's going to have an effect.
Me?
Yeah.
You're saying me?
Yeah, they're going to know.
Yes.
They're going to know.
Yes.
Okay, I don't think I have anything to do with anything.
No, there's no chances can be taken at this point.
No, I was watching a game recently. The Padres had something good happening, and I called it out. They're like, dude, what did you do that for? You jinxed them. I'm like, yeah, I was the guy who ended whatever streak they had during the game.
Well, I believe all 3 of us on this show have a perfect 0-65 record this year for, supporting the Padres. Because whenever they lose, it's, can be on us.
Oh, I
never when they win, though. When they win, we have nothing to do with
that. Kentucky Wildcats head coach Mark Stoops lost to Ole Miss over the weekend, 30-23, but it wasn't without controversy. So you guys are going to have to stick with me on this. Just follow me. Stoops regret a decision that he made after the game, and he probably should regret this decision. The Wildcats were down 27-20 with 7:50 left in the game at the Ole Miss 20. It would have been a 37-yard field goal to bring the deficit to 4 points, but Stoops elected to go for it on 4th and 9. They did not convert. Kentucky's defense then held. Ole Miss punted back to Tucky, but Tucky once again found themselves facing 4th and 6 from the Ole Miss 26, but the Tucky quarterback was sacked, and Tucky would end up losing the game, and fans are furious with Mark Stoops because he could have kicked 2 field goals.
Could have kicked 2 field goals and lost 27-26.
But there was one more possession after that. There was one more possession after that, which he did kick a field goal.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you
even want to follow through with this stupid question?
No. I will tell you why he's an idiot.
Okay, wait. First, tell me why he's an idiot. Then I'll.
It's 4th and 9 with 7:50 left to play, and you're on the 20-yard line of your opponent, and you have a chip shot 37-yarder. You take that.
That cuts you to 4.
You cut you to 4. You bank on your defense. Get the ball back. Go down. Score a touchdown. Be in the lead.
They clearly couldn't do that, which is why they were in 4th and
Well,
whatever.
he said after the game.
Back-to-back time.
He said after the game that he wishes he could go back and say and kick the field goal on the first attempt when they were from the 20-yard line. Here's the question, Tony. Is it Monday morning quarterbacking to criticize his decisions to go for it on 4th down?
Yes, both things can be true. Yes, it is Monday morning quarterbacking to question his decisions from Saturday. However, he also questioned his own decisions after the game, so it leaves room for some questioning there. But I think ultimately, even if he had gone and decided to kick the field goal, they're down 4. What in the way this game played out would make you think that it would have ended in any other way but either a loss by 4 or whatever the score ended up being? Like we can't go back and then try to say, well, if he would have then thrown a 75-yard bomb and he caught it, they would have been up at that point. Like that's not how this works. But he did leave himself open to be questioned because he ultimately questioned his own decision, I think.
I mean, 4th and 9, going for that is a Madden decision. That's what you do in Madden.
On his own 27?
No, the opponent 20-yard line.
Skraby wanted him to kick a field goal, go down there and kick another field goal, get the ball back, and then kick a third field goal. And had they done that, they would have won.
No, here's what I.
That's a lot of possibilities. It's a lot of possibilities. He himself is putting himself in peril here by walking up to the microphone and going, "I shouldn't have done that." No, you should have done it. If you believe in your team, you go, you try to get the touchdown and tie the game. This is a totally different world than football used to be. It's such a different world, and we already talked about this earlier. It's such a different world that John Harbaugh now is being lambasted throughout football because he didn't go for it on 4th and 2 at his own 30-yard line and gave the ball back to Josh Allen, setting up the winning field goal last night. That's football. You can't give the ball to the other team anymore. In this case, a field goal does not change the possession deficit.
Right.
So I understood in this case, going for it. Now, once he went for it the first time, now the second time he had to go for it because he's running out of time.
Right.
The only way that field goal helped you on the first trip down there was if you kick 2 more. And I don't think he felt like he was going to do that. He was going to need a touchdown at some point. He wanted to get it there. I don't think this is a terrible decision, but he's putting himself out there by saying, he messed up.
We got any numbers on this kicker? Because there ain't too many good college kickers to begin with. Like we're gonna depend on him to hit 3 of them now. Like, come on, this is a kicker at Kentucky, by the way.
His name is Alex Rayner.
Yeah, he's terrible. I've seen him.
You've seen him?
No, I don't.
You're aware of him.
How do I know who he is?
By the way, I cannot stand the ESPN app because it never takes me to the page.
Well, you're not going to find any stats on this kicker. It's the second game of the season, so we don't know. But I think if you need a touchdown, and
Kentucky kicker Alex Rayner is arguably the most accurate place kicker in the draft
in history, right? Okay, well there you go. Maybe this guy, Mike Stoops should. Mark Stoops should get some advice from Bob Stoops. I don't know.
Just very hard for him to go for it on 4th and 9.
All right.
Number 3.
Really just flummoxed by this whole decision.
It's just
really
a little.
Weird. It's really weird.
What game was this, by the way? Was this the Citadel? The Citadel against East Carolina? Does anybody care?
Ohio State played Grambling over the weekend.
Who cares about this game? It's even an important game.
Your guy Lane Kiffin's on the other side. It was like, man, this guy's really messing up.
The Kentucky kids could care less. They're just counting the days till basketball. They don't care.
Okay. We haven't talked about this with Tony, but Astros pitcher Framber Valdez has vehemently denied he crossed up his catcher and hit him on purpose with a pitch last week. Not many believe him, and he did say something after yesterday's game about the incident. So if you don't remember, he gave up a grand slam to Trent Grisham and then threw a fastball when his catcher was expecting something off speed, hit him right in the gut into his chest protector. Framber Valdez stood there like, you deserve that kind of look.
No, he didn't even stand there. He turned right around and stared at the center field fence. He turned his back on the guy.
So he gives up the home run yesterday, and after the game they asked him, he said, I need to chill on my anger. He said, I recognize that was a bad outing for me. Between Cesar and me, it was a bad moment, but we keep working and focus on the next outing and focus on keeping on working on my stuff and having a good outing. So, Chris, you're up first here. Is this, by him saying, I recognize that was a bad outing for me, between Cesar and me, it was a bad moment, is this an admission of guilt?
Probably as close to an admission of guilt as you're going to get, because he realized that his denying of this just wasn't working. It wasn't flying. There's no way anybody could believe that he didn't do that on purpose, because his reaction, that's what you go by. If he did it on accident, his first reaction would have been, whoa, a step toward the catcher. Sorry, wait, oh, how did that happen? But he didn't. So I'm sure he did it on purpose. And I'm going to tell you how angry it is possible to get on the mound. I was pitching one time, Tony, and I felt the umpire was squeezing me big time behind the plate. And I was getting fuming. I honestly shook off my catcher until he called a curveball and then purposely threw a high fastball, hoping that my catcher would miss it and would hit the umpire. That's how angry I was.
What?
I think the guy
is insane.
Yes, I know. So if I could do that in a high school game, Framber Valdez could be that angry in a major league game. I will say I like his competitiveness. He didn't like giving up a grand slam, but
it's not your catcher's fault.
No, it was not. And just like it wasn't the umpire's fault, but I still wanted my fastball to hit him.
All right, Tony, what's your view on this? Is this an admission of guilt from Framber?
I don't know if it's an admission of guilt or not. But I think it is dangerous to be predicting people's thoughts, man. I just can't get behind like guessing what someone was thinking or intent. Like I can tell you what the video looked like. It looked like it was done on purpose. Just by, as Chris said, his own reactions. But I'm not comfortable with making that judgment. I'm really not. That's and fair. So, I have to now listen, the things that can transpire because that happened, whether intentional or not, I think also should be able to play out. Like if my man wanted to have fisticuffs after the game, all's fair. Like there shouldn't be anybody having an issue with that. And maybe that's something that has to take place or has already taken place behind closed doors. But I'm not comfortable saying whether he did it intentionally or not. It looked like that for sure based off the video, but I'm not comfortable being up there saying, oh yeah, for sure he did that on purpose.
All right, it's fair. Have you ever seen anything like this in a major league game?
I've seen what Chris said in a major league game.
See?
And as a matter of fact, I think it was, I feel like it was like the Padres. I don't know if it was the Padres, but it was, I recall it very well. It might have been a game in Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
Something happened. And
you get angry out there, man.
It was like a pitch out or something, and he threw that bad boy. And
pitch out, yeah. Even better, Tony. A pitch out, then throw it right at the ump.
Caught the
totally uncovered.
Yeah.
Where did it catch him?
Well,
I think if I recall.
No. Where did it hit him? The umpire?
Yeah,
in the bad area?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I don't even know.
Let me see. It was the White. Jesse just pulled it up. White Sox. It was the White Sox hit up with a pitch, refused to call it a strike. Oh my gosh! I when it comes up, I'll be able to tell you where the clip is. but
Okay.
I thought I saw it before.
Yeah, I think I've
Oh, here
seen
we
it
go.
actually. Yeah, I've seen
You know,
it.
it's at the old Comiskey.
I'll have to look for this for later, but that is insane.
So umpires be warned.
Umpires
It's called when the White Sox hit an ump. Oh, it caught him right in the face. Oh, he didn't even budge. He ate that.
I know you guys don't like it when I say this, but there should
Hey,
be
it's
some
called.
sort of
Just if you
assault
want to look it
charge
up,
right
it's
there.
called the White Sox hit an umpire
On purpose?
In the face.
Umpire was Ken Kaiser.
Oh, Ken
who was
Kaiser.
who was also a pro wrestler.
Ken Kaiser's
Can't
a big.
make this stuff up.
Ken Kaiser's a big dude. Big, huge dude.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
pull the clip up. It is.
Okay.
It is pretty.
Was
he
this-
ends up.
in
You
the
know,
next segment.
continuing with this clip, if it's the same one, I think after that play, or after that pitch, Ken Kaiser rolled a ball out to the mound to the pitcher. He would not throw him a new ball.
I love that.
Yeah, Ken Kaiser was just as mad.
By the way, how great were the '90s, where you could be a
Yeah.
pro wrestler
Mhm.
and a
And an
major league
umpire.
umpire?
Fun stuff, man. Fun
You
stuff.
got to be, if you're a pro wrestler, your character's got to be like blue or something like that. You're an umpire pro wrestler. That is
that's
your character. All right, we're going to have to pull this up before the end of the show, Chris, this White Sox
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, we'll find out.
Number 2.
After Sunday's season opening loss to the Commanders, the Giants lost to the Commanders. Jackson Dart, the backup quarterback, was willing to speak to reporters, as reported by Daryl Slater of NJ.com. However, the Giants kept...
I was looking for the video, and I
I
can't
thought
turn
it was me.
No, I can't turn my phone down. I'm an idiot. Go ahead.
However, the Giants actually kept Dart from speaking. All players are required to be available after every game and once during the week. The Giants consistently have declined to make Dart or quarterback Jameis Winston available for interview. The media rules are pretty clear. Usually problems arise when players don't want to cooperate. In this case, it's the team that is not cooperating, and they're keeping the players from complying. Tony, do you think the Giants are in the wrong for this?
I think they'll. If the NFL, listen, the NFL don't play about these type of deals. So if the NFL steps in and says something, then we know they're out of pocket. They fine you for your sock being down too low. So
True.
I imagine if they aren't reporting for media and you're supposed to, and it's the team that's holding you back, they will find the team and they won't hesitate to do so. So I think this one will work itself out.
I mean, don't you want Jameis Winston in the media making everybody feel better right now?
I know he is instant happiness when
He
he's
is.
around.
Everybody would be like, okay, I'm not so mad at the Giants anymore. Chris, do you think this is the Giants are in the wrong for this?
I don't think he's instant happiness right now because he thinks he should be playing. And I think that's why the Giants don't want him saying something. And that's why they don't want Jackson Dart saying something because he's a rookie.
Jackson is itching to say
and he's
something.
in the middle of something. So I understand why the Giants are doing this, but this is their own insecurities. You know, I mean, that's all this is. You can only control the narrative to a certain extent, in my mind. And you know, I think the NFL is going to have to step in here and tell the Giants, get your house in order. You know, talk to Jackson Dart beforehand and say, hey, you know, you can talk to the media after the game. I don't want you talking about the playing situation. That you should be able to control, but I don't think this is fair of the Giants to get away with, and I don't think they will get away with it. And by the way, I found the video. Ken Kaiser ejects Terry Bevington is the name of the video on YouTube. And Tony, you're right. The fastball hit him right in the mask. And then after the ball bounced away, Ken Kaiser, by the way, doesn't even move. He doesn't even flinch.
He doesn't flinch.
Doesn't flinch.
That's
it just
awesome.
bounces off his mask. And he takes it and the next ball, and just rolls it out to the pitcher. So
That's
that was his
kind of
response.
awesome.
And then the manager came out and they get into a classic face-to-face, spittle-to-spittle argument. You
I
have
wonder
to
who's
find
the
this.
manager for the White Sox.
Terry Bevington was his
Terry
name.
Bevington.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to find this video.
Okay.
If I found it, I'm sure you can.
That is true. If Chris
Yeah.
can find something, I can definitely find something.
Yeah. By the way, the spittle-to-spittle is still going on right now.
That's
as I've
disgusting.
been discussing it with you. That's how long it is.
Oh man, I know. I've been mad enough before where I have like spit as I've been yelling.
With all, you know, look, baseball's better in so many different ways, but the fact that the replays there and all that has taken away some of these kinds of arguments, which were incredibly
Epic.
entertaining. Yeah.
Number 1.
All right, a Missouri student reporter is taking heat for a pick he made against his own school last week. Zach Sweet picked the Jayhawks to beat his school, Mizzou, 30-27. And after Mizzou won the game, they made sure the student reporter knew they heard what he had said. First, the head coach called him out in a fun way, I will say. Then a member of the secondary, Dalen Carnell, who was criticized by Zach Sweet, said this.
Hold on, can I start off and say something? That was a terrible take, and please don't disrespect the back end no more. And stop cheering for KU. You're a Missouri Tiger. Thank you.
It's fair.
So that's what he did. And no one can really move on, but he wanted to call the reporter out in a fun way. So, Chris, you're up first. Is it fair for players and coaches to call out media members for bad takes?
Why not? We call them out for bad plays.
I agree.
So I don't have a problem with this. I learned my lesson on this many years ago. I was covering the indoor soccer team, our team here in San Diego, the Sockers, and they were going to the finals of the indoor soccer championship. And USA Today, back in the day, actually covered this stuff. So the USA Today reporter asked all of us covering the finals for our prediction. And I predicted them to lose in 7 games. Like a moron. I didn't want to seem like a homer, I guess. And they won.
Sound very Chris.
Anyway, yeah, they won in 4 straight, and every player after it was over let me know about it. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, there you go.
Tony, you're on both sides of this, kind of. Is it fair for players and coaches to call out media members for bad takes?
Yes, because there was a time where it was you're just reporting the news, and then we had a more of an opinionated thing, and now we have this thing that's progressed from opinions to takes. Which are the same thing, but the takes seem to be a little more stronger, a little bit more
They're played up.
They're played up. And so, yes, you know what? I don't like personally going back at the other side of it, right? Whether it's, player going back. And this time, by the way, this one I'm not really counting. This one seemed like it was in fun. It didn't seem like it got nasty. Some of these can get nasty because, in a lot of cases, players do take it personal. I just would caution players ultimately because, especially in a game like baseball, the shoe is going to drop at some point, and you might be right back into this same spot again at some point. So I don't mind it, though. I think players, and nowadays they don't have to just get you through the old ways of media. Now they got their own platforms where they can certainly address it the way they want to address it. That's not, taken out of context in that way. So I don't mind it though.
Yeah, the student reporter loved this. He is all over social media, so he's doing the right thing. He's leaning into it. Hey, I had a bad take. They called me out. I think it's all in fun. All right.
That's good, by the way. Like,
I do too.
Owning the fact that you had a bad take
Yes.
and that happens, it only lessens the whole thing to begin. It's just when you double down on that bad take is when it can get ugly.
Yeah, as somebody's had a career worth of bad takes, I totally understand what's happening
I
here.
was waiting for something to happen there. All right, that's it for the Big Five. When we get back, Chris and I are going to get that video from the White Sox umpire incident, and we're also going to preview Nick Lodolo versus Yu Darvish, Padres against the Reds tonight on 97.3 The Fan.
Friday time and time for our regular Friday visit. And today we bring in Gavin Sheets from the Padres as the Padres get set to start the 3-game series tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. Gavin Sheets last joined us at spring training. I don't know if you remember that particular interview, Gavin, sitting out there by the benches, but we were really impressed and we really couldn't wait to see you play. But really at that time, I don't think anybody was totally expecting what has happened since that time, which is, you having a great season and, putting yourself squarely in the middle of what the Padres have accomplished this year. So congratulations to you, and just talk a little bit about, what this season has meant to you so far.
Yeah, I think that,
obviously I do remember that the conversation we had out there, and completely different times. And no, I think that, kind of when I was talking to you then too, it was just, looking back at this off season, the things I wanted to accomplish, the places I wanted to go, and I wanted a new change of scenery where the excitement was there, and where the goal was to win a World Series. And I think, you look now, we're at August 1st, and at this point right now, I've matched some career highs, and I think that after we saw what happened yesterday, I think that the goal of winning a World Series is right in front of us.
Yeah. Gavin Sheets joins us here, Padre outfielder, DH. He's kind of done a little bit of everything for the Pods. And Gavin, let's talk about the process, because we knew from having that conversation in spring training what your goals were, the things you kind of wanted to accomplish. But I know as you go through the season, you kind of have to be able to be flexible in how you are going to manage all of this. You've had times where you've been hot, you've cooled, gotten back hot. What has that process been like for you, sticking with it through some of the ups and downs you've had?
Yeah, I mean, it's the beautiful thing of baseball is no matter how hot you are, how cold you are, you got to come to the ballpark the next day and do it again. And being an everyday guy for the first time in my career has been incredible. And I think you learn how to handle those things, and you kind of learn on the fly, and you battle with, soreness and all this stuff that goes on, and showing up to the ballpark every single day and bringing it, and, dealing with slumps, dealing with hot streaks. And I've just enjoyed every second of it. Obviously, the roles might change a little bit going forward, but, whatever it is, and whatever I need to do, and, the goal and the work ethic and all that still stays the same going forward.
Gavin, you knew that you could come here and be a big contributor, and you told us that, and you had us believing. I imagine that everyone was confident in your ability, when they put you in the lineup opening day. But how much did it mean to you personally, and in terms of feeling a part of things, to get that home run on opening day, just contribute right off the bat, kind of signal to everybody that, yeah, I'm going to be around to help this club this year?
Yeah, that was I couldn't have scripted a better start. Obviously, that was about as cool as it gets. I hit a home run in the playoffs in 21, and that was about as close as, if not better, a feeling than I've ever had in my career. So that was just incredible. I mean, obviously playing in front of this home crowd and getting the first taste of it that day, and to be able to produce like that was a pretty special welcome to San Diego, to say the least.
Gavin, obviously we got a chance to chat with your dad, Larry, out in Philadelphia. He was out on the field. And I imagine for him, as it was for my dad, watching you is probably much harder than it was for him to be on the field. How much has he?
Be our time. Gwynn and Chris, final couple of segments here of the show. After a spirited Big Five there, Skraby, we're going after each other. Happy Hour brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season's in full swing. So is swim season. Call GL Pools. Mention the word radio. That is good for a free month of pool service. More on the Ken Kaiser video. We did come up with it, and it pays off. Like, we were talking about it and we were laughing about it, and then you watch it and it's funny.
Yeah.
The argument that he ends up getting in with the White Sox manager at the time, pretty heated.
Pretty heated,
would you say?
I would say so.
Yeah. So we're going to get that up on the website, talk a little bit about that in the next segment. But Padres, this is it. Stretch drive. You got 19 to go. You're down 1 to the Dodgers. Padres have Reds for 3, Rockies for 4, both at home. So 7 games this week, no days off. Next week, at the Mets. Then next weekend at the White Sox. Finish at home, Milwaukee, Arizona. Dodgers have more on the road. They have Colorado at home first. They go to San Fran this weekend. Phillies next week. at LA, San Francisco at LA for 4. Dodgers finish on the road at Arizona and at Seattle. One thing I'll say, just as a kind of a glancing ahead, Skrabe, Dodgers finish at Seattle. Pretty sure you're going to get Seattle's best shot because they're in the middle of a race themselves.
They certainly are.
Don't have to worry about Seattle resting people. You know what I mean? Like
I do.
sometimes you could play an opponent where they're not, they're resting everybody, but that's not going to be the case with Seattle. By the way, big dumper, 53rd home run last night. One shy now of Mickey Mantle for the all-time switch hitting record. Come on. He's got to be the MVP. I know that's terrible to say with Judge as, Judge, but
I don't think so.
Being the catcher, you still going to go Judge?
No. I'm saying I don't think that Judge. He hasn't played a lot of outfield this summer because he hurt himself.
That may have opened it up for Raleigh.
I mean, he's doing both. He's catching, he's switch hitting, he's hitting home runs.
Right, he's doing it with catching. That is what has to be taken into consideration.
Yes.
The big dumper. Hit one of the 53 against us.
Yeah, just one. That's fine.
Maybe just one. I don't.
It was only one.
Did he not hit one in the first series here? Because they played 2 series.
That's
remember?
a good point.
So he might have hit another one. But
have
Cal
to go
Raleigh,
back.
I think, should be the guy. Baseball note of the day: Trey Turner out rest of the regular season, hamstring. Phillies hope to get him back for the postseason. Phillies are playing the Mets tonight. It was 1-0 Phillies last I saw. They're in a commercial, so I can't tell you the latest score. I could guess, but I don't want to. That's an important series. Actually, the Phillies are 7 ahead of the Mets, so the Mets have a long way to go there. Dodgers get the Rockies, as we said tonight. Glass now for L.A. All right, Padres. Jackson Merrill talking to the media for the game today. Talking about this homestand. 3 with the Rojos. 4 with the Rockies, and I don't know how to say Rockies in Spanish. But here's Jackson. I know the Reds are the Rojos. That's all I know.
I got to go back a little bit, but here he is.
Game's up to go.
I mean, all these games are massive. We're going to treat every game like a playoff game and come out on top as much as we can.
How important is it? I mean, every series, but a team like the Reds who's chasing you in the wild card, how big is it to go ahead and take care of business right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're thinking about that. We're just thinking about, we want to win as a team every day. Play more in the present and the future.
Jackson double home run yesterday. How are you feeling at the plate right now?
Good. There's only one game, so I got to go today.
What does it mean getting Michael back at this point in the calendar where you guys are?
Yeah, it's great. I'm just excited for him to be back on the field, though, more for himself. I feel like he wants to be on the field as much as possible and sucks it in the clubhouse all the time. So I'm just happy for him.
Knowing what he brings to the rotation.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge help. I trust in all our guys that pitch for us, but Mike's one of the elite guys, so it's going to be good.
Jackson, how cool was that you and Gavin both went yard yesterday, the Baltimore boys? How cool was that you both went yard?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to even be on the same field as him, so I'm just thankful.
All right.
I haven't heard a lot of Jackson Merrill interviews, I guess.
Okay.
Or either I have and I just don't remember that.
Okay.
Did he sound kind of short there?
No.
Did he sound a little bit disturbed, annoyed, or was I just misreading that? It sounded like it's like, yeah, I'll answer your question, but I'm not really in the mood.
No, I could see why you would think that, but he does this from time to time. He also, after the game on Saturday night, he made a funny joke. He was like,
because he's normally really personable and outgoing and a little more laughter. He sounded really serious there and like,
I think that's what
I gotta go tie my shoes. Like, leave me alone.
Okay. I think that he is kind of reflecting the attitude of the clubhouse. Maybe he's kind of just like, hey, I know you guys are here to do your job. I need to do my job.
I gotta do mine. Yeah.
He said this actually after the game on Saturday night. He said, quote, I actually felt good. My consistent 1 line out per game. It's been awesome. So he was making a joke, which tells me he's in a good spot. But
well, his 8 starts before yesterday, no home runs, no RBIs. That can weigh on anyone.
Yes.
Even a young star like Jackson. 259 average this year, 730 OPS. I'm not going to call it a sophomore slump, but it hasn't been quite what it was last year. It was almost impossible to live up to it.
It was.
Very Corbin Carroll-like.
Yes.
And we can only hope that he finishes strong, as Corbin Carroll did last year, and then goes gangbusters, I would expect, next year. Again, But right now, we'll take Jackson, man. Still on this club in my mind.
Now I
Big
know
part of it.
I'm gonna get a message maybe or two.
Okay.
About why didn't you guys crush Jackson Merrill for giving all stock answers?
I just did.
It's
what do you mean? I just said he sounded a little short there. What are you talking about? I just did. I was just giving him a hard time for this the straight up answer. That's exactly what I just did.
Yeah, when Jackson's messing around, people are like some very small some are like he should be focused on baseball. Then he's focused on baseball. It's like he should be having more fun.
Okay.
I'm not saying that anybody.
Well, look, some people
listening right now is
doing the same old thing with whenever they lose. I guarantee after Friday night's game, I guarantee this was tweeted 100 times. They just don't look like they care. And I can't get that one.
I wouldn't care either if I was getting no hit by Kyle Freeland.
Okay. Michael King is back tomorrow night. That is big. By the way, let's just be fair. Not going 9 innings tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Like it's his first start. If he gives you 3 or 4,
yeah.
You just want him to look good, feel good, get
Play
back in
good.
the groove. Yeah. But here's Michael King talking about being back.
Got through 5 innings on Thursday. Feel like I'm ready to go.
The discomfort gone, or are you just kind of managing it now? Or
it's good.
Okay, all right.
Me feels good.
What is it that tells you you're ready to go?
Command, velo, recovery, movement of pitches, all that kind of stuff. I was able to make 1 pitch adjustments in my delivery, which is something that I haven't done for a while.
Was it a big deal to do some things like getting off the mound, some fielding?
Yeah. So, obviously fielding your position is part of pitching, and I wanted to be confident doing that. And we mixed in some like coaches hit PFPs, but there were also some natural. I fielded a bunt. There was a swinging bunt, different stuff like that. It was good.
I know you would have liked to be here all year, right? But what does this timing do for you? Do you feel like there's still a good ramp up time? Should you guys make the postseason and all?
Sure. Yeah. It was a frustrating year for sure. Being on the outside looking into a very, very winning team is fun to watch, but also I get very jealous. Honestly, I just really want to try to contribute as much as I can in these next 2 months, and hopefully we're victorious at the end.
You said 2 months. So you obviously have plans for the season to go on. Like, you want to come back, you want to do well in every single one. But is it also kind of a build up to being really good that 4th or 5th start?
I think that's why I did an extra IVP. I probably was fine to pitch in a game, but now there's expectations of winning every time out. So I'm going to hold myself to that standard where I'm winning ball games every time I go out there, and I don't want any of these to feel like a rehab outing or feel like I'm just getting my feet under me. I'm sure there will be growing pains, but I gotta do my job, and that's what Schulte's asked me to do.
Michael King, as a reminder, has pitched, count them, 2 innings since May 18th.
Ugh.
Can you believe that they have done as well as they have? Be honest. Think about it. Now you've taken your number 1 ace starter off the club for 4 months. And, you're still right there.
Yep.
That's impressive.
It is impressive.
After all of the agonies and consternations it seems like we've gone through, 2 innings in 4 months. May 18th is when he made his last start before the one quick 2-inning game against Boston. All right, Michael King tomorrow night. That's big. Padres Reds. That's big. Ken Kaiser. He was bigger than life. Going to get to that video and have some laughs before we get out of here and get it to Sam Levitt. Gwynn and Chris continues. Gavin Sheets is with us, and man, he's a big reason why the Padres have had the kind of season they've had so far. And I've said it many times. Where would we be without you, Gavin? I want to ask a little bit about left field. You have really impressed, a lot of people, I think, from, how far you've come in left field. And maybe, the early games, there was just a matter of kind of getting reacquainted with it out there. It's not easy. Balls are slicing. Balls are hit hard over your head.
Yeah.
I hope we can start laughing now. Is it long enough since the collision with the fence? But look, man.
Trust me, Yeah, we're well past that. I think I'm in a couple different group chats, and I think that's the picture of me against the wall. So trust me, those guys waited a lot. they didn't wait very long. I can promise you that.
I bet. Well, you're lucky. You're lucky that because I've seen a lot of teams will go out there the next day and somebody will tape an outline of the player up against the fence where they ran it. I didn't see the Padres do that, but what I'm saying is. Go ahead.
I'm very happy we got to San Fran quickly.
Yeah, right. You got out of town.
That's right. We left right after.
That's what happened. But no, let's be serious because left field, I think you've been grert, and really done a nice job, made some really good catches out there. I think it seems to me that Schilt and the staff, are pretty comfortable with you out there. Where are you at in left field?
Yeah, I think that, no, you said it right. I think, in the beginning, getting out there just, because I had never really played left, and getting out there, one day a week, once every 2 weeks, that was tough. And, I knew that once they kind of gave me the keys to left field, I bought in and enjoyed it, took it as obviously a huge compliment to be thrown out there. And, and just put a lot of work out there. Macias and I, the outfield coach, we busted our butt out there and kind of enjoyed it, enjoyed the process of it, enjoyed growing as an outfielder, enjoyed the, just being able to help the team in many different ways. And, I think just buying in and putting in work out there. But you're right. I think I grew a lot out there from April and May to where we are now.
Gavin, I want to highlight something you kind of alluded to in one of your earlier answers. You said that your role might change. Talk a little bit about watching as everybody else was last night, as all these deals are flurrying through. Talk about kind of recognizing that maybe your role changes a little bit, but also the excitement of acquiring all of this talent as you guys, focus on perhaps winning a World Series.
Yeah. Man, it was, I felt like a fan like everybody else yesterday, just watching along and seeing all the moves that were being made across the league. And, I think what we did yesterday just solidifies that everybody in the clubhouse has the same goal. Front office all the way down, ownership all the way down. And, obviously we bring in the players that we brought in. It makes this team extremely dangerous from top to bottom. And then you look at our pitching and our bullpen, and man, thank God I'm on this team, because coming to San Diego and getting potentially Mason Miller in the 5th inning, that's about as good as it gets. And, obviously I don't know what the role is going to be going forward. I don't know how we're going to, manage everything. Obviously that's way out of my control, but I do know that we all have the same goal in mind. And I think that it really showed yesterday that we're not messing around and we're going for it.
And you've kind of sent that message again also, Gavin. I mean, the one thing I've been really impressed with, along with your growth in left field, is the hitting against left-handers. I don't know that they, you can look at numbers, et cetera. I think the team, the staff, they want to see you against some left-handed pitching, but I don't know that they expected a lot. And then you came in there and started tearing up left-handed pitching pretty good. So, I think you're going to get chances the next 2 months because of the way you performed. Just real quick for us, standing in the batter's box, what is your mindset, or is it any different against a lefty as opposed to a righty?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just is staying a little bit more opposite field gap oriented against lefties. I think that's what brought a lot of success for me, especially average wise. I think, obviously my damage is more against righties. But I think I might be hitting for a higher average against lefties. And that's because, staying in there a little bit longer and using that opposite field gap, and, everything's kind of be going away from me, and just trying to buy into, just being a really good hitter and a really tough out. And I think when I just, enjoyed facing lefties and took it personally and really worked at it and really opened up that opposite field gap was huge for me.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Look, most of us, good left-handed pitcher, we'd be stepping so far into the bucket, we'd be, facing the dugout. But I don't expect to see that from a guy that's willing to run into the left field wall to catch a ball. And I know people might poke fun at this play, but I think it says a lot about, the way you're a gamer and the way you want to play. You're willing to do anything, and I think this team has recognized that. It's been a great year so far, man. The next 2 months should be a lot of fun. Gavin, thanks so much. I hope we do it again in the off season and talk about, how fun the parade ride was.
Appreciate you, Gavin.
Absolutely. This is the best part of the season, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Gavin Sheets is with us, and man, he's a big reason why the Padres have had the kind of season they've had so far. And I've said it many times. Where would we be without you, Gavin? I want to ask a little bit about left field. You have really impressed, a lot of people. I think from how far you've come in left field, and maybe the early games there was just a matter of kind of getting reacquainted with it out there. It's not easy. Balls are slicing. Balls are hit hard over your head.
Yeah.
I hope we can start laughing now. Is it long enough since the collision with the fence? But look, man.
Trust me, we're well past that. I think I'm in a couple different group chats, and I think that's the picture of me against the wall. So trust me, those guys a lot. they didn't wait very long. I can promise you that.
I bet. Well, you're lucky. You're lucky that because I've seen a lot of teams will go out there the next day and somebody will tape an outline of the player up against the fence where they ran it. I didn't see the Padres do that. But what I'm saying is. Go ahead.
I'm very happy we got to San Fran quickly.
Yeah, right. You got out of town.
That's right. We left right after.
That's what happened. But no, let's be serious because left field, I think you've been great, and really done a nice job, made some really good catches out there. I think it seems to me that Schilt and the staff, are pretty comfortable with you out there. Where are you at in left field?
Yeah, I think that, no, you said it right. I think, in the beginning, getting out there just, because I had never really played left, and getting out there, one day a week, once every
Pre-game, about 15 minutes away. Gwynn and Chris wrapping things up here for a Monday. Gwynn will not be on the radio today. Tony will be on TV. Radio, Jesse Agler, Bob Scanlon.
The Scan Man.
Got the call. Yu Darvish, Nick Lodolo.
Ugh.
He's tough on the Padres, right?
He really is.
I don't know. I'm worried about every game now, right? Because they all mean something. Yeah,
but last year Nick Lodolo came here and looked like Cy Young.
Well, let's try to make sure that didn't happen. The J.J. McCarthy era, is it McCarthy? Yeah. The era is underway in Minnesota. 3 and out on his first series, ended with a sack. So. Not the best start. Doesn't mean his career's over.
His career's over, Chris.
Yeah, right. It's over. Bears are trying to get down into scoring range as that Monday Night Football game is just underway. Did you put the video up, or are you?
No, we're going to do it on the stream.
Oh, we're going to watch it together.
Oh, yeah. That's why we have the stream. And if you're in the car right now, you can go to YouTube and
then
search 97.3 The Fan.
Later, yeah.
Or you can just Google Ken Kaiser gets hit by baseball.
We'll do our best for those of you in the car. But this video, we talked about it in the Big Five, and it is worth it. And what it is it goes back to a White Sox-Angels game. Do we have the date on the game, Skrabe? There's the beginning of the video, but I don't know the date of this. Tony Phillips is the batter for the Angels, and I don't even know who's pitching for the White Sox. It's a lefty. But the White Sox were obviously mad at the home plate umpire, Ken Kaiser. For those of you watching on the YouTube with us, he's standing there behind the catcher, waiting the pitch. And the pitcher throws the ball right over the head of the catcher, ostensibly to try and hit Ken Kaiser, the umpire, the portly umpire.
I mean, this guy is massive, this umpire.
Big guy.
Like, I'm not saying like he's wide. I'm saying big. He's tall and wide.
He's like a door or a house.
He's an offensive lineman.
Yeah. And so the ball caroms right off the front of his mask and bounces away.
Tell me when you want to start the
video. Then the merry hijinks begin from there.
So we want to watch it now.
Let's do it.
All right. You do the play-by-play.
I'll do what I can. The left-hander delivers for the White Sox. Phillips is waiting. The pitch, boink, right off the mask. Bounces away. Ken Kaiser takes the mask off, gets the ball out of his pocket, and rolls it out to the mound to the pitcher. He is clearly upset.
Yeah.
The next pitch is right down the middle, and Ken Kaiser goes, ball. The next pitch is coming to the plate, but before the third pitch gets to the plate, Ken Kaiser leaves his position, runs over toward the White Sox dugout on the third base side, and ejects their manager, Terry Covington.
Yes.
And here comes Terry Covington, and it is a massive spittle fight between these two guys. I don't know that I want any youngsters watching this video too close, because there's no good language being spoken by either man. But I will say this from Terry Covington. Take some guts to get in the face of a guy that big.
You're right about
Ken
that.
Kaiser was not pleased. Now, you played the shorter version of that, Skrabe. I got to be honest with you. I found a longer version earlier. That was just kind of a highlight reel that you played.
Watch this part, though, Chris. When he throws it back underhand to the mound, which was so funny.
Yeah.
But I want to pause it right about now. I don't know who that is, but
it's Tony Phillips.
So Tony Phillips gets a ball right down the middle called a ball.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the umpire like what's happening here?
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is nice. It is. And then Ken Kaiser kicks the manager out. That's the shorter video.
Yeah.
I recommend even the longer version because this fight between the manager and Ken Kaiser is quite a bit lengthier than the version you're showing here. But anyway, Ken Kaiser was one of my favorite umpires growing up. I obviously never met the man, but he was an American League umpire back in the days when it was just American and National League were separated. And as you say, he's a big guy. You can see that. He also was left-handed.
Oh.
He called guys out with the left hand.
Wow.
And you don't see anybody do that.
You don't.
He umpired from 1977 to 1999. So he had a 23-year career. He did 2 World Series. He did an All-Star game. So he was one of the better guys in the league, or I don't want to say better. He was one of the guys who accomplished a lot in the game as a manager. And I'm reading a little bit about Ken Kaiser. He passed away at the age of 72. He passed away 8 years ago, Ken Kaiser did. But he grew up in Rochester, New York, ended up going down to umpiring school in Florida, started umpiring in the mid-'60s. And there's a story here about Ken Kaiser umpiring a minor league game in the mid-'60s. After the game, got chased across state lines, out of the ballpark and across state lines, being chased by people who had hot tar, and they were trying to throw it on the umpires.
I'm sorry, what? Hot tar?
I'm reading this. Ken Kaiser, earlier in that game, had punched out the manager and the third baseman.
What in the world is happening?
It was a different world, I guess, back then. Ken Kaiser also, as you brought up earlier, did some professional wrestling.
Oh, I love that.
To make a little more money.
Yeah.
Remember, the money in the 70s wasn't what it is now, or,
I wonder how much an umpire does get paid.
Now?
Yeah. Let me see.
They get plenty. I mean, plenty for the rest of us, not plenty compared to ball players. But yeah, no, they make a great living now.
Oh, it says anywhere between $150,000 and $450,000 annually.
So that'll work for the umpires.
That definitely
works. But back then, Ken Kaiser was doing some professional wrestling. He wrestled with a mask, so nobody would see him. And I guess his mask broke one time, and one of the other umpires, Eric Gregg, was at the wrestling match and recognized him.
That would be crazy.
He was called the Hatchet, Ken Kaiser was. But anyway, that's part of the Ken Kaiser story. And I tell some of it because he was voted in the mid-'80s as baseball's most colorful umpire. Back in a day when every umpire had a little bit of that color.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at after his passing, the likes of Wade Boggs, Dave Winfield had tweeted out nice things about him. And anyway, he said, you remember the Earl Weaver story? You've seen the Earl Weaver?
Of course.
Ken Kaiser, talking about arguing with Earl Weaver, said, I'll never forget the time he came out there to argue and he turned his hat around. I turned my hat around and he said he wanted to punch me. I said, go ahead, midget. You might hit me in the knee. Oh. I know you can't say those words anymore, but it was back in the day. He also challenged Eddie Murray to a fight in the parking lot one time. Ken Kaiser is kind of cray-cray.
I guess you kind of have to be cray-cray a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because you are going up against roided out baseball players and insane managers. Just you had in the 90s what you had Lou Piniella, you had
Earl,
Joe Torre,
Billy Martin,
you had all these guys that were
bananas,
insane.
Don Zimmer, Lasorda.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I said Ken Kaiser to the Hall of Famer Eddie Murray, who wanted to fight him. I said, Eddie, you can even bring your bat with you because the way you're swinging this year, you couldn't hit me with it.
Oh, that is a good one right there.
Ken Kaiser, classic, died in 2017 at the age of 72.
Let's talk about this. Would we want an umpire like that today?
Yes.
I don't think we would.
No, you don't
Because
well, first of all, if you just had him, it wouldn't look good because he'd stand out.
Yeah.
But back in those days, they
He was just
all
one of
had their
many.
own little, their own little shtick.
Because Angel Hernandez was an umpire we knew,
he was
and,
just bad.
and no one wanted anything to do with him.
Ken Kaiser was voted late in his career, 1988.
Angel
and 89.
Hernandez is in midseason form.
That was in the
Yeah, that was
preseason.
Angel.
It was spring training.
Ken Kaiser was voted baseball's worst umpire in his last 2 years of his career. And
It's kind of messed up.
yeah, he responded by saying, yeah, I guess, did they have voting on that? Right?
Yeah, they would have to
They
have
had
something.
voting that came out. He said the anonymous player pool 1998-99, his last 2 years, pegged him as one of the worst umpires in baseball. Said Kaiser, if I was so horse bleep, I wouldn't have been in the major leagues for 23 years. Who did they pull? 100 guys who can't hit or pitch?
I like this guy.
Yeah, you'd have loved
I
him.
like him.
You'd have loved him, man. He was fun to watch. He was fun to watch.
If someone has a good comeback for me like that, it disarms me, and I'm like, all right, you got me. Because that is hilarious.
Ken Kaiser was fun. There were a lot of guys like that back in the day. We're probably doing a little too much umpire talk, but it was fun. Bears did get on the board while we were chatting there. Did you see how? I did not.
I think it may
You should
have
look it up.
been- Let me look it up
7-0 Bears
Let
while
me
we
look it
were
up real quick.
chatting about that. So we should tell everybody how the Bears scored.
Yes.
I'm-
Do you want to talk about the Aztecs? That's the last thing my phone was on when I opened it.
Aztec
last.
football?
Yeah.
I don't have much for you other than that they got a week off, and I hope they get better.
Oh, Caleb Williams scrambles for a 9-yard touchdown.
There you go. That's exactly right. So their first drive, they go in. McCarthy got sacked to end his first drive. 7-0 Bears.
I was on the Caleb Williams hate train before last year.
Yes, I stayed on it.
I think that he's going to be good. I don't know why. I feel like he something clicked last year in his head.
I think we'll find out because I don't think he's a hard enough worker, but I'm not there. I'm
say.
judging it based on what I saw in Hard Knocks last year.
Yeah, and I think that's a different player.
Well,
Because when I was in Chicago
could
last
be.
year over
Could
the
be.
summer, they were raving about him being like the next savior of the Bears, and
All right.
and then they told a story about him coming in and telling everybody to keep their lockers clean. I was like, that's never gonna work. You're a rookie quarterback telling veterans to keep their lockers clean.
By the way, Lamar Jackson shoved that fan last
Oh,
night.
yeah.
After the fan shoved DeAndre Hopkins after the touchdown. Nothing to Lamar Jackson, but the fan has been kicked out of Bills and all NFL stadiums indefinitely.
Good. Don't touch players, people.
Still don't think Lamar Jackson should be shoving a fan, but we were
He
going to
even
talk
said
about it.
so.
We'll have to pick it up tomorrow day.
He said
on that
so.
one. All right, Sammy Levitt is next. Don't shove Sammy Levitt either.
Yeah,
We'll be
please
at 2 o'clock tomorrow to wrap up what we hope is a Padre victory. Enjoy.